Hello, good evening, and welcome to Garblag Games for a special 1.5 shot of Changed Stars coming soon to Kickstarter. Joining me in the studio tonight, we have...
Hello, I'm Lewis, and I'm going to be playing Greg the Murray Ronin.
Hello, I'm Audun, and a slick professional when it comes to this streaming malarkey. I shall be playing Frank, a aristocratic, traditional Murai.
Hello, I'm Nye. I am none of the things prior mentioned, and I'm playing Cal, who is a Thren. Yeah, I feel like I'm in French. I feel like I'm
all
French.
over, hypersexualized, androgynous, constantly horned.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be great.
Oh, dear. I'll carry on then. Hi, I'm Dan, and I will be playing a Rast by the name of Lumicas.
Yeah. And I'm Pat, creator of the system, and I'll be playing a human. I think named Cass.
Wow, Pat playing a human?
I know!
How this is this. So, to get everybody started, to give a little bit of a background, ChangedStars has been your baby and your project for quite a while now. We've seen some of the art pop up left, right, and center on our Twitter timelines, on our Discord pages,
and in our hearts.
You know, it's been some clever, subtle viral marketing that went completely out of the window at the start of the month when you went screw viral marketing. And I believe you have literally tweeted about Changed Stars every time somebody says, "So, what you working on?" Tell us a little bit about it.
Screw viral marketing. It's time for real marketing, baby. But yeah, no. So Changed Stars is, as you said, my baby. It's a sci-fi game that I made to play with my friends. You know, it's a game designed for the kind of player I like to hang out with. So it's not a game that it's not a sci-fi game that says go out there and kill bugs in space. It's quite the opposite. It's a game where you should ideally learn to live along your fellow bugs and friends and get by in a cool communist society in space, and survive the traumatic experience that is like getting from one planet to another. And
this is good news for the two people who are playing bugs.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Please get
Turns
on
out
with
not
us.
killing you is a part of the game.
Exactly.
So Changed Stars is not your classic macho go out into space, kill anything that doesn't have 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head.
Exactly.
Unless it's pretty enough to have sex with.
I mean, there's a little bit of that in Changed Stars, I won't lie.
Which I have to say, finally, is a game that plays to my strengths. Now, befriending every NPC we throw in front of you actually is the goal of the game. It's like, yes, that's why. Yeah, that's why they recruited me for this.
I have found my people.
Yeah,
exactly. So yeah. Sorry.
How futuristic is it? How sci-fi are we talking? Is it Expanse sci-fi? Is it Star Trek sci-fi? Is it somewhere in between that?
It is a little bit in between. It's closer by far to Expanse than Star Trek. So Expanse is it's very hard. Although there are some things that Expanse totally lies to you about that you may not realize because they like to present a super big realist facade. But it's definitely closer to that, with the exception that it is a setting in which fast and light travel is possible through what's known as the surf drive back in the Human Empire days, or the fold space drive in the contemporary parlance, which is basically you remember in the in that film with where you go out into space and there's this final Event Horizon. You know how in Event Horizon they describe opening a wormhole?
Yeah.
Like so?
Yeah.
Well, fold space is basically you open a whole bunch of wormholes and you get exponentially closer to your target, because opening a wormhole in a very dynamic thing such as a solar system is not going to automatically get you to the right place. At least that's in the fiction of the setting. So space travel is still very long, but it is something you can do fast and light, and it's not instantaneous. And the setting also doesn't. There is artificial gravity. It's one of the things you can do with heavy matter, which is what you employ to get from point A to point B in space. You can also create gravity with it, except that it is extremely wasteful. And human empire ships base their technology on this artificial gravity thing, which actually kind of came back to bite them in the ass when they found out that the Thren, who were another species, are a lot better at building ships that are more efficient, that don't waste all their energy on artificial gravity. So basically, it's a setting that tries to play it harder on the side of on the scale of things, but it is still kind of out there in terms of sci-fi as not being completely hard. It's like a soft hard, I guess.
Okay, now you've sent me some homework.
I did.
I was given background reading so that I didn't screw up. And I'm loving this, actually. You've got this 10 bullet point quick guide to lore, which has got some helpful little pointers in. The human empire was fascist and bad. Have at you, Warhammer.
Yeah, bitch.
Drawing that line in the sand there, I see.
Oh,
Look, I don't dislike Warhammer 40k, but this is the anti-Warhammer 40k.
Which is
Love
pretty
it.
cool, because you've aimed for a sort of space communism model. How
This
does
is Warhammer
that work?
40k if the Tau win.
How does that work in your vision? The vision.
Yeah, so in ChangedStars, there is the basic setting is the Trinity, which is a post-war union between the three belligerents, two of whom were allies fighting in a war against the human empire, which fell. And after a 50-year period called the Great Transition, during which there was some tumultuous politics, it was decided that an AI would be put in charge of humanity, and they formed the Artemisian Commune, which is the diverse state that occupies formerly human space. Humanity was decolonized from some of the planets that they settled on because there were other sentients living there, and that's not great. So they were pushed out of a lot of the territory that they claimed during their empire days, but they're still widespread throughout space. And of course, being the front of a 50-year war, there's been a lot of settling from combatants on the sister species side. So now the Artemisian Commune is the primary, it's not the only place you can be, but it is definitely the primary focus of the game, and within the Trinity. And the Trinity has a system in which they try to provide equally for all citizens, which is, of course, a super complex task, given that you're a semi-authoritarian communist regime in the middle of a very, 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 very large expanse of space. So there's obviously some issues, and predominantly they're logistical with regards to like getting shipments out to the far-flung frontier settlements. The human empire kind of settled towards the end of their horrible practice, and basically you're provided by the state every month or so you're provided food credits, and so I'm blanking on the exact names that we call them. You're provided food credits and necessities credits, and then you also get lux, which are luxury credits for jobs well done. Basically, they're like a little bit on the top to encourage you to do your jobs, I guess. It's kind of like money, but it's not necessary for subsistence like money is in a capitalist society. It's just kind of like a reward on top of everything. So that's how they generally work. And it usually works pretty well because this is a highly advanced society, and there's not really a reason why they have to perpetuate hierarchies in which somebody is, on the bottom and somebody's on the top. We have the technology not to do that, but
Amazing,
we don't.
right?
And in the future, they definitely have the technology to do that, and they do.
Egalitarian futurism. It'll never catch on.
With otters.
With
and
otters.
Praying mantises.
Now we're getting to that, but before we get on to the next little bit, I've got a couple of things from chat for you. So we've got a new tagline for you from Narodnik Zeka, who says, "In the purple darkness of the far future, there is only lovemaking."
Be the fucking slogan. I love it.
Malcolm Fair for Life has said, "Sounds like roleplay possibilities will be interesting with humanity not being the prime example of cosmic good manners."
Oh, that's exactly the point.
That's the nice little lead into your Trinity species, isn't it? Who are the sort of primary species that the game revolves around. And that's humans, because that gets everybody on board and go, a frame of reference to have. And then there are two other species as well. The Thren and the Murai.
Indeed. Thren.
Oh, it's more like the Spanish or Russian.
It's like I've been taken to it's like I've been taken to French, and then I went into calculus because we were talking about like all the science stuff, which is awesome. And then it's back into French, which I love because it's just like school.
We haven't even gotten to the fact that I actually have a conlang it was partially developed for the Thren. Trentlingwar prenga is a sentence that exists. Sounds like gobbledygook.
This is why I have to do my homework on
time. You're in luck. I'm not going to make you speak fluently in the space languages that Pat has been working on.
I barely speak in English.
Why I chose a species with a translator.
Yeah, exactly.
I chose a species with an electronic voice box so that I could do a range of accents, and that would be my excuse for when they go wrong.
We have got another question, and that's, where did the name ChangedStars come from?
Good question.
It is, I would go so far as to say threefold. So the first part of it is actually a nice nod to the lore. The changed stars means that the stars have actually literally been changed. One of the kind of backstory elements of the setting is that a long time ago, so long that there are species that evolved to consume the ruins, a precursor species called the Sunderers came along in an arrow shot straight through Orion's arm, presumably towards the core from spinward, just generically. And what they did was they went on this straight shot through space, seeding stars to self-destruct millennia later, so that they would be able to derive their fuel, heavy matter, which everybody uses in the system, from the resulting supernovas.
Cool.
So yeah, big sci-fi in the backdrop. Kind of
not
like
cool if you're next to the star bed.
Oh, no.
Oh, this is amazing.
Yeah, well, I mean, humanity. What they did actually was they noticed this trend of supernovas going in a coreward direction, and they followed it, and that's how the human empire spread.
Hey, there's a big line of exploding stars. We'll follow it. Oh,
yeah. So humans are basically space ants on their way to a giant precursor picnic.
Exactly.
Okay, well, let's have a go at some character creation then. We've got character sheets because you've pre-prepped Roll20 with character sheets, which
they are
is
very cool,
very foresighted, and they're all quite cool.
Don't want to shut you down, but there was I can get to the get to the second part of what Changed Stars.
Oh yes, of course. Sorry, the other part of Changed
problem.
Stars.
Yeah. So it's threefold. One of them is like deeply tied to the other one. So this is the 2 and 3 answer. Is that humanity? I in my opinion, kind of in general with sci-fi that I've read from like the 70s and 60s and up till now. Generally speaking, looks up to the stars and thinks, well, that's going to be mine someday. I'm going to go out there and exploit it and imperialize it, and it's going to be great. And all that changed. That's what Changed Stars is about.
So they went out there going, I'm going to own that. That's mine. That's mine. That's mine. And somebody turned around and went, no, actually, it's not.
No, not really.
But we
and
said
kick
we
their
said
asses all the way back
yeah.
to Mars.
we said no takesies backsies. It's like that's not a law. It's in the Constitution, and they actually look. It's like, oh, they have actually written no takesies backsies. Oh, fucking hell! Oh, God. That's why it took 50 years for an AI that to be installed. It's like their laws are just gibberish. It's just smelt it, dealt it.
Yeah, that's pretty apt. Okay, sorry, I did not mean to shut you down.
No, that is all cool. Right, so let's have a look at some character creation then. So we've got character sheets, and we're starting with species. Now, you guys did say at the beginning what it was that you wanted to play. Nye has chosen to play the most complex, multilingual, most heavily written and understood character species in the game. So this will go well.
And I did it accidentally because Ben, I'm quoting Ben's exact words for Discord, said, Pat and I will have to scrap over who gets to be the Thren and the human. And I thought, you know what? I think it would be a little bit silly of me to play a human because I'm a human myself. I know that. I should, because I think Pat's work is awesome. I should want to learn about it. And then I find out I've booked myself up to, like, as Ben just said, one of the most complex ones. And I'm like, oh, yay.
It's fine. It's social complexity. You
Exactly.
Yeah,
I can do it. Yeah.
It's not like it's difficult rules or anything. You just have to learn a completely new language in the next 10 minutes. So, species then. We've got the Thren for yourself. Lewis and Alden, you guys both wanted to play Murai, who are the
lovable bug people.
Lovable bug people.
Lovable bug people.
All ladybugs.
Yes.
Lovable bug
Well,
ladies.
they're praying mantis. They look like praying mantises. They are. Yes.
Lovable.
No.
Lovable.
Lovable.
Oh no! I got confused. I actually thought when Ben said that's like, wait, I thought they were. Are they ladybugs?
Oh, you thought
Do they-
ladybugs as in ladybug.
I was like, wait, what? Am I just?
No,
like
the
my
entire
brain actually-
species is female, with the exception, I believe, of a few males, or is there no males?
The Mirai hive system is actually very interesting. I can absolutely info dump about it right now. So the Mirai have a kind of biologically enforced caste system in which 90% of Mirai society is comprised, or not society, sorry, of a Mirai population in any given hive, because they're a hive-based species, is comprised of sexless, mindless worker drones who, basically, like, they have an X chromosome and everybody else has the XX chromosome. And they're just, that would be the biological thing, but I think they have probably different systems and chromosomes or something analogous because they're aliens. But anyway, the drones are unthinking. They respond to exclusively biological commands from everybody who actually has a sentient brain. And then we get into the aristocrats, who are the player characters. Mirai aristocrats are basically your average Janes in the species. They do a lot of the kind of overseeing of stuff, work on architecture and food production, and to make sure that the work around the place gets done. And why they're called aristocrats is each and every one of them is technically a princess. They could hypothetically become a queen. Which is the third caste. And Mirai society is overseen / ruled by the queen, who is kind of a very, 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 very large egg-producing and hive coordinating figure in every given hive.
Which
She's
is
basically
nothing
God
at all like anything from your other favorite sci-fi property in any way.
But
So
sorry.
I was just going to say nice, so that means you're not playing a mindless drone.
No, I'm not.
No, Nye's playing a
sure.
Thren.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Lewis and Alden who are princesses.
Yeah.
Neither of you are playing mindless drones then.
No,
No.
They're both
No.
pretty princesses.
The thing though, what
I think I'm a duchess, actually.
Well, there are
They're just-
hive handmaidens, which are kind of like a little step above.
I love that your character's just like, I'm a duchess. It's like, it's okay, fine. I mean, at this point, it's just word semantics. You are a degree of like royalty aristocrats. Like, oh, well, okay. No, but what I was going to say was it's interesting because like you have like, because you were talking about like hard science fiction, and it's, you know, I'm being serious because I'm using my hands, and apparently I do that when I'm being serious. And if I would imagine everyone here knows, perhaps not, that this is what Pat has just described as a very common feature. Well, it is found within living organisms, so it's not even that alien, you know. It's based on real life. It's really fascinating.
Yeah. So where it kind of differs from, you know, an ant or a bee is that they don't have male. They don't have a male species or male member of the species. Really, the queen is actually technically hermaphroditic, but she's only that for like a week in her life, or sorry, a month in her life. So at a certain point, when a queen has established herself, a new queen has established herself after evolving from an aristocrat that was perhaps chosen or designated the task. It differs hive by hive. Each hive kind of has their own culture and heritage they base their practices off of, but they do have this biological function that serves a purpose. And when a new queen has established herself, she looks for allies among other hives, and especially with other newfound queens. And she undergoes a month of vulnerability, in which she cannot produce eggs, and she cannot do a lot of the things that she would normally do. And during that month, she produces a massive sperm sac, which she passes on to another aristocrat within the hive, who then goes to an allied hive, gives that to another queen, and then stays there for the rest of her life.
Interesting. Fascinating.
Yeah.
Yes. Quite. Sorry, I didn't mean to go professor.
I'm a biology major, so I just my fucking mind into this whole thing.
No, it's amazing. Yes, I'm trying not to go all zoologist myself.
Okay, so that's the Morai. There are also humans in setting. Hopefully, everybody's familiar with what humans are like. Although these are humans who have spent the last 50 years being deprogrammed from being imperialists. So there's a sort of strong element of, well, if anybody's been watching Flappy and Bucky recently.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. No.
Sorry, Captain America.
Captain America and Winter Soldier. Yeah. You did the same thing as me, where it's like, Flappy. Is this some kind of? Oh, it's the
deprogramming from having been bad people for a long time brings with it a lot of remorse and a lot of a drive to sort of fix what has gone before. So the humans in setting are a lot more pro-social, eusocial than existing generations have been. So they've kind of had the colonialism beaten out of them a little bit.
That is exactly the point. Yes.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
And then as a sort of special feature, Dan, when he looked at the rules, went, "Wait, I can be a space otter?"
Yes, you all missed the joy of all of us going, "Space otter!" And then Pat sending us like about 8 different images of amazing space otters. And we were just like, "Space otter."
So as you can see in the top right of our Twitch window, there's a picture of one of the Rast. Now, they're not just full-on otters, they're giants.
Yes.
Space otters with head tentacles.
Yeah.
Well, they're not like giant. They are actually about halfling sized. But they do have space otter antennae. And the antennae actually serve a very useful purpose for them when they were evolving growing up on their planet Rast Prime. They don't actually have a specific name for their planet because there's so many different Rast languages. They're a very diverse species. Each home ship has its own money, its own rules. They're all part of a grander confederation, which formed actually when they met the Human Empire, and they thought, "Oh wow, we should kind of unite. This could fuck us." But what the Rast antennae do is they serve as echolocation detectors when fully submerged in water. They can feel vibrations and movements in the water. Because their native planet is full of predators that want to eat them, particularly the Rastian sea dragon, which evolved alongside of them and also is sentient, and they are its #1 prey species.
and they're assholes about it.
They are.
We eat you. Yeah, you know, telling us you eat us actually is really rude.
You're so tasty.
Yeah, so they evolved kind of playing a game of cat and mouse where they were the mice with this other sentient species on their planet. So they don't actually settle planets anymore. They just kind of float around in home ships and exploit planets because that's easier.
I was about to say, so they're space capitalists.
They are space capitalists, but they're fun space capitalists rather than being. They're not like space Ferengi, greedy,
and adorable.
Yeah,
go around getting the cash.
They
by
are
whatever means
super
necessary.
adorable.
It's like,
I think they are very, very gorgeous. Are they?
I get the feeling they're kind of space cheeky chappies rather than space Ferengi. Like,
someone mentioned the
you know.
accents of like Italian mobsters. Is that right?
Yeah, they're a bit mafia.
Yeah, a lot of time we give them like Italian mobster accents.
But that's because you've only really played with Americans so far. So I
They're
think
also
you're
a bit
about to be
jazz,
treated to
apparently.
Trotter's
Cockneys.
independent trading otters.
Well, it's
Oh yeah, no. I guess I'm curious to see what your British stereotypes of like.
Oh yeah.
Oh, blimey, governor, look at this thing. Oh,
Our stereotypes.
Because we Americans have our own stereotypes. Y'all have some new ones.
just-
I'm gonna do loads of money.
I know they're
Hey,
not
that
the
mother
same.
brand.
Know how you're gonna do that.
I know they're not the same thing, but I'm now imagining, you know, the beavers in the first Narnia movie. I'm now
Yeah.
imagining the
Yeah.
otters with those accents.
Yeah.
Like-
So are they part of the alliance?
No, the Rast Confederation is actually its own separate thing, but they are as close allies as exist in the setting with the Trinity, which is to say, like, you know, they fund revolutions within the Trinity, but they don't talk about that. They talk about the fact that they're opening this new place called Aqua World, and you should really spend your luxury credits here because your Lux, they travel and they are good currency, and we love you. But also, like, you know, those humans over there, should give them guns.
They do like fist bumps when they meet at like peace negotiations or trade negotiations, but they kind of like talk shit about them behind their back, like, yeah, it's good to see you, and then it's just like, oh, it's fucking humans. We should just,
So there's
Cool.
a lot of hypocrisy within the Rast Confederation with regards to how they function in relations to the Trinity. There's definitely not all smiles and handshakes behind the closed doors, but out in front they present a good face. They put their music on every Trinity radio. They put their performances on every Trinity slate, and they just try to make as many bucks as many Raidos as they can before something happens.
Even their
That would
currency sounds cute.
weird.
Come on.
but I just love the idea that they've realized that they're like, these guys think we're adorable. We should exploit this.
Go,
Yeah.
Can we
They
have
think we're
things?
cute. We can make money off of this.
You're under arrest.
Okay.
Oh,
Slap
do
on
it
the
again.
wrist. All right, yeah, we'll get out of here, you scamps. They're
Okay,
just,
so that's our species taken
"Oh, they got
care
my
of.
wallet. Just like, oh fuck.
Oh, I should say that the Rast can legally be members of the Trinity. Most live within the Confederation. Any sentient species can be a part of the Trinity if they so choose and they file the right paperwork. But the Rast have their own thing going.
I love the idea of a Rast doing paperwork. I don't know why that concept tickles me so much. Just sitting there like filling out some
Horrible
papers.
space otter with a massive pencil.
I think they sort of do it like they open clams, like otters open clams.
Or just on the chest, just like
Yeah,
Yeah, they
Right,
sign it
writing
like,
like that.
Paperwork out.
no, we've got a table. It's just more comfortable if I write it like this.
Just lie down.
you have a pool I can just
Yeah,
swim
a
about
little
in.
tub. I'll do the paperwork on my chest.
Yeah. That's not
I
waterproof.
can't wait
Oh,
to
no.
play a space otter.
A jazz mafia space otter.
Jazz
Jazz
Mafia Space Otter.
I think it's got to be a jazz geezer space otter.
Millie
Otters
pointed out that we could-
independent trading.
Oh,
Yes,
God.
yes.
Oh no, come on guys, we know how bad my accents can be.
We have not yet talked. Well, we have talked about the Thren, but we didn't have a picture of the Thren. So Millie has been very kindly putting up some pictures of the species in one of our little windows as we've been going through.
Because
So there should be some Thren coming up imminently. There we go.
radical.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh
Thren
yeah.
action.
When you see a Thren, you think, yes, this is exactly like Nye. these two, I can barely tell difference.
This is why we
even got
don't let him
friend
out
who's
the
got a
cupboard.
labyrinth.
Oh God.
So the Thren are, by human standards, an androgynous looking species. They all kind of look the same. Even male Thren have functional mammary glands. They are smaller than female Thren. They have three kind of biological sexes, male, hermaphrodite, and female. And they are just in general, so they evolved as a matriarchal species, well, I mean, you know, their society formed matriarchal social structures as soon as they got to the kind of like forming society portion of evolution, and then they moved past that. Actually, they moved towards egalitarianism, and they've been evolving as a society for longer than humanity has, by quite a bit, and they've been spacefaring since our Bronze Age, if not earlier. So they have a little bit of a time gap on us in those regards. So they formed like this kind of really functional, non-democratic system of bureaucracy, and in general they're just very, very eager to explore, enthusiastic, and friendly, very diplomatic, but they are also universally polyamorous. They don't have like a word for monogamy, except that you're like, you only have one partner, and that's fine. That's totally valid. Like if you only have one partner, that's cool. But most Thren are multi-partner, and they're very socially complex, and they also have the language Threnfling, which evolved within their federation to provide a universal language for the Thren, and it has since become the language of the Trinity at large. So every human who's speaking English, probably everybody today, is going to be speaking Threnfling. We're just going to translate it into English for you because we speak English. So it's the language of the Trinity because they were using it in the Sister Species Alliance because the Morai are non-vocal. They don't have a language with words in it. So
Yes,
in order
we forgot to mention that with the Morai, didn't we? That their language is mostly pheromonal.
Yes,
but to communicate with other species, they have little vocal boxes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they kind of went like, oh, right. They can't tell what we're saying. Oh, this is awkward. Oh, there's a little dude. There we go. We'll just put this on. There we go. Hello there. Oh my God, you speak. Yes, we've been speaking for the past several hours, but you can't. Yeah. Yeah, they're doing like frequencies. Like, oh, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, all right, let's make some characters. Let's make some characters. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. Cool. I think we covered pretty much everything.
Yes. So we've got names. Everybody knows their name.
How?
Frank.
Genders you can choose as discussed. Not if you're Marai, because that means you're female.
I'm a duchess.
Yes. Well, Marai Ronins actually go through like the whole self-discovery process, and some Marai Ronins choose other gendered pronouns because gender isn't really a thing in Marai society. They just use she/her because the Thren, when they found them out, were like, "Oh, cool, you're all females," and the Marai were like,
"We are.
What's a female?"
Yeah, it's like, could you use like a different like No, really, it's like, okay, cool, right? We'll just, for your sake, we'll use these words you've given us. Okay, cool. Got
Pretty
it.
much, yeah.
Yeah.
Programming.
And you know, they had a really friendly relationship with the Thren. So they were like, "Oh yeah, sure. We're this thing that you have that we don't. That's fine."
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got character name, we've got character gender, we've got character species sorted out. Archetype. What's an archetype, Pat?
Yeah. So
it's a broad class type descriptor, isn't it?
Exactly. It's kind of like your class type. Let me actually really quickly look at the document that I sent everybody and make sure that it actually covers archetypes. I may need to send you a separate document. You would have this because you have the provisional document. world builder, but I'm going to send everybody the character generation document right now.
Okay. Ooh.
Because I haven't actually otherwise sent it to you. This could come in handy when I'm talking about making a character, for instance.
Oh yeah. None of us are going to need to pay any money towards that Kickstarter at this rate.
Oh yeah, you're getting
But
all
we
the books.
still will.
Of
Oh,
course.
thank you.
Yeah.
I love y'all.
So what's the date when this is going live, Pat?
Oh, we're
I
going
don't know if
live
you
on
mentioned it.
Tuesday.
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 Probably midday my time, meaning late at night your time. We'll try to make it conducive to British timing, though.
I love that there'll be people going, are they referencing something? They just said Tuesday, like
Yes,
Tuesday.
we are.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Now we're
know
all
they were
really
referencing
hip
something.
to the groove.
Yeah.
Well, I don't get the reference, but it's okay.
So your species
You're too
determines
young
your
now.
stamina and health. You have 2 health blocks in the ChangedStars system. Stamina is something that's easily replenished. It's basically your it's your stamina. It's your ability to take a punch and come back from it and, give them another one too, or to endure an electrical malfunction or any sort of thing that you're doing. But the health block is permanent damage. Like the health block starts getting affected when you first start getting hit by objects that are flung at you. When that arrow pierces your skin and punctures your scapula, that's a health malice right there. And that does not heal overnight. That takes some time to fix. Stamina is replenished after 10 hours of rest and recoup, if not sooner. But health is going to take some time to fix.
Okay, so how do we then get stamina? Looks like humans get a boost to their stamina.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that is determined by your stat array. How you choose to place your character's stats affect the stamina. Each species has its own bonus. The Thren come from a small moon of, as far as moons are concerned, very large. From Earth standards, small. A moon of a gas giant, and they have a low gravity environment in which they evolved. So they actually have fucking nothing when it comes to stamina and health compared to a human. They're not resilient. Humans are. That's kind of, so this is a setting that does not place humans as the jack of all trades species. It's not humanocentric like that. Humans are the kind of warrior resilient, I can take a punch sort of species in this setting.
Which is kind of cool because the idea that humans are the Klingons.
Yeah,
they're the orcs or the Klingons in the setting.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. That, like, a species that is alien to us would come and go, oh my god, these are just like, what is wrong with these things? They can like take hits like no tomorrow, and to us we're like, oh, we're really super squishy. It's like, not to us. You guys are like the Hulk. Oh, yeah, the Hulk. Yes, we have our own version of the Hulk.
Oh, we have a human.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So where's my character generator? So yeah, that your species helps you determine your stamina and your health. And also, like, worth noting, the general talent that a human gets is called Pest. Once per 10-hour third, a human who would otherwise become broken instead remains standing at 1 health. It's hard to fucking kill us.
Yeah. I like tolerant. The Thren may consume alcohol 3 times before suffering cognitive penalties.
Oh yeah, the Thren are.
I love it. You can get shit-faced without being the consequences of being shit-faced. Yes.
Exactly. That's the real benefit of being a Thren. It's not the natural sprinter talent.
No, not at all.
Drink everything else under the table.
See, the Rast, I think, are kind of broken because they can breathe, they can hold their breath for 15 fucking minutes. And that comes up way more than you would expect.
I expect that to be a handy life skill.
I love the idea that someone's like, quickly, we need to send a species out into space. Sends the otters. Why? Oh, just wait until you see them hold their breath, my good friend. You'll just
so adorable.
The Rast are definitely a spacefaring species for a number of reasons, and they're really good at it. So, yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine. I apologize.
So that brings me to the archetypes. Once we've established our species and once we kind of work out what we're going in with, now we get to decide what class or archetype we want to play with. There are a number of different archetypes, and the breakdown tells you that you can customize them as much as you would like. We're just kind of gonna ignore the customization element for now because you're all first timers for the game, and go right into the kind of established archetypes that we've put out. So we have pilot, marine, marshal, marauder, sneak, roughneck, medic, scientist, engineer, face, officer, hacker, and that's it. Basically, any sort of sci-fi archetype that you see in movies that you want to play, you can probably figure out an archetype for it in ChangedStars. And if you can't, there's customization ability. For instance, I like to play pilots because, I don't know, something about pilot just speaks to me. I love it. Or hackers, honestly. I go for both. But
we watched Top Gun the other day. I completely understand the pilot thing.
Yeah, exactly. So
you could be my wingman anytime, Ace.
Oh, well, is that a date? I'll have to figure that out when I come to England next time. We'll go out clubbing. Anyway.
Not without a pre-requested.
Oh yeah.
What's the sport that they do?
In where?
Volleyball.
In Top Gear, volleyball. Yes, volleyball game. Mandatory volleyball game needed first.
Yes. So we have a number of different archetypes, and each one of them kind of helps determine what your character is going to be focused on and where you would like to put your abilities. So if you consider yourself to be kind of someone who would generally be beneath notice, maybe you're a criminal, maybe you're a scout, maybe you're just kind of a con person or somebody who likes to sneak behind notice, you'd be a sneak. Actually, I shouldn't have said con person because then we've got the face, who is just like, in general, somebody who projects their personality and relies on charisma and that power of persona. And that would be the face. You could be a diplomat, you could be a con person, you could be just about anything you'd like. If you're the kind of person who takes up a gun and goes, yeah, this is my job, I shoot things, you might be a Marine. And we've got officer, person who tells people what to do. Hacker, very much it describes what it is on the tin can. Engineer, somebody who works the ship and makes it run. Scientist, somebody who studies science and tries to make heads and tails of xenobiological specimens or other things. Medic, the Trinity needs doctors, and you can help by submitting these proper forms and applying to be a medic. Undergo this quick 4-year training, and you yourself may well be a doctor someday. Good ma'am, sir, or other. So that's a very very popular among the Trinity option for people who want to earn a few extra Lux credits and to get more vacation days. Sort of occupation. Roughneck, the folks who beat the shit out of the machinery in order to get it to work. Marauder, somebody who takes up a labrys or a sword or a bit of pipe and just bashes somebody over the head with it. And pilot, last but not least, person who flies the fucking ship. Yeah.
So I'm thinking story-wise, we're going for something that's a little bit more investigative discovery rather than kick in the door, kill the monsters, take the loot kind of thing.
Exactly.
So if that helps at all in terms of your character direction, I know none of you guys are particularly kick in the door, take the treasure.
Yeah, Marine and Marauder are both kind of the kick in the door, take the treasure type thing. Marshal is actually kind of our investigative. It's borderline our PI class, We might actually change it to something like that, except that Marshal is an explicit reference to the fact that the Thren Federation recently integrated their Marshal program, which means that the Trinity has a Marshal system for governance. They don't have a police force, really. But, if somebody's wanted in the Trinity, they send a Marshal to the
Please, can we have a Marshall space otter so that we can have a film noir space Sam Spade?
Pulls the
Can
tiny
we?
badge out.
Yes.
That's one of the fucking original. That's actually going to be like one of the modules that we put out alongside of this.
Yes.
I have actually developed a film noir in Rast, in a Rast home ship, where everybody is a cute, adorable otter doing space private eye work.
It was a dark and stormy night when they walked into my office, which was odd because I was in a ship on my own.
Which was odd.
With unscheduled rain.
Because I had been told there'd be nobody around, especially not when we were eating our clams.
I knew she was trouble when I saw her, mostly because I was in the bath.
What I was going to say was we're definitely more of the crew that politely knocks on the door and
Excuse me. Hello.
See, if that treasure is, can we have that? Oh no, we can't. Okay, that's no. So apologies.
Are you
to
willing to negotiate some sort of treasure share?
Yes, we've got some.
Rast will look at you cutely until you give it to us.
The Rast will become increasingly sad the longer you say no.
But this is coming through the voice box of a Mirai.
Rast will become increasingly sad.
Oh, that's the sophisticated future voice boxes. He can.
Oh no, I have a
whatever he
Dalek
wants.
mode as well.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
exactly.
I cannot be bothered with this shit.
She specifically requested. No, I want it roboty.
Yep.
Why? It's like this is like bazillion years ahead of anything else. It'd be funny though. They get dead awkward. It's like, is the voice box broken or is this their voice? Oh, okay.
There are times I simply cannot be bothered.
So, what do you want to play, people? What's it going to be?
Yeah. The floor is yours, and feel free to ask me any questions. What sort of shit you want to play?
I mean, I always go for the face.
Yes, the face is an ass choice for a Thren.
I heard that and I thought of Nye straight away.
Yeah, me too.
That was
You have to
You'll probably
talk,
like the dandy.
That is empathy.
I don't know. I think that'd be kind of fun, especially with like I'm looking at like the edge break and stuff like that stuff, and obviously we'll get into that later. But it just really looks really interesting. I like it. I also get to choose.
Looks like you've got Bagsy the face character, so stick that bad boy down and start.
Bagsy medic, please. I would like to be a helpful, life-caring, robot-voiced Mariah.
Fuck yeah.
What is the nature of your medical emergency?
Amputate your face.
How many limbs did you come in with?
Yes.
I presume 6.
I must warn you, this will be excruciating.
I am very good dispensing narcotics.
Yes.
Oh, you wanted some? Oh, I'm sorry.
I was dispensing them into me before.
Your medical insurance does not cover anesthetist.
My goodness.
Oh no, that sounds awesome.
Okay, right. Yes. I'm just.
So it's Lewis, Dan, Pat.
I truly care.
I'm waiting to take mine at the end, but I'm presuming I'll play the pilot. Pardon me. I'll play the pilot if nobody else wants to.
Lewis, what do you want to do, mate?
I'm toying between sneak and roughneck.
Okay, well, I will go Marshall.
Yay! Thank you, Dan.
That's why I left that free.
I want a big meaty cigar that I can chew on, and when I'm walking out of a room, I can turn around and go,
seaweed.
Just one more thing. Seaweed cigar.
That thing. Yeah.
Oh, it's just a big smoked fish. It's like
You're going to be a Columbo, Ross.
I'm going to be Columbo.
Oh, that's cool.
Columbo.
You have a
Trench
fish.
coat.
One more thing.
And the fish has a cigar.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure of that.
Loving it.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What else do we
All right.
need?
Nose.
So it should tell you. Oh, Oh no, it doesn't tell you. Oh wow, the stat sheets are kind of a little bit bunk right now. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that because I can't see where I would put my Thren stuff, like the natural sprinter and
Oh, that
tolerant.
you can put that in talents actually.
Right. Okay.
So normally, I'm actually we recently updated it to fix this, but it looks like it actually just broke it. Normally the character sheet would tell you exactly how to allocate your points.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of a holdover from my absolute adoration of how easy it is to make a character in Mothership. But let me real quick find the character generation portion.
It's okay. It's easy.
Cool.
It's easy to remember them. It was just I was just thinking it makes.
Yeah, I mean, I was fully prepared to do this on like scraps of notepad and rolling physical dice. So the fact that you guys have got ahead of that, and even before you've got the Kickstarter going, you've got the Roll20 stuff lined up, is way ahead of the curve.
We actually have a marvelous member of the Alien RPG community, Knock Fenix, working on our character sheet. And Knock Fenix recently did an update of it, but we've had some trouble with it since the recent Roll20 update, and it's been a little bit wonky because of some of the stuff that we made with the previous generation of the Roll20 in mind, and not really messing with the new one. So
plumbing.
That kind of happens. But okay, so for stat allocation, you have 8 points to spend on your stats. You can put them however you would like, with the exception that you can only go. Let me look. You can only so all stats start at 2. You can't go below 2. And you allocate an additional 8 points across your stats. There's a maximum of 5, but as you'll note, each archetype has a tagged stat, and that tagged stat can go up to 6.
Okay, interesting.
And when it comes to skills, you have 10 skill points to spend. You don't have any base skill points allocated, as would be the case with stats, but you can spend 10 points however you like. It cannot exceed 3, except for focus skills, which are kind of like tag stats. You can go up one more on those if you'd like.
Okay, there we go.
And I believe your species, do we have them affecting any of those anymore? I've been here, unfortunately, since the absolute beginning of this, when we had their stats affected by species. We don't seem to have that anymore. So I just wanted to make sure. So apply your stats as you will. You start with 2 and you add 8. So let me see. I'll do it on mine. I'm going to go up to 6 on alacrity, spending 4 of my 8 because I'm the pilot. I'm going to put another 2 into cognition, making that 4. So now I have 2 to spend. And you know what? I'm a human, but I'm a cool human. I'm going to dump one of those into empathy and one of those into resilience. So that gives me a spread of 4, 6, 3, 3. And stamina is affected by alacrity. Stamina is actually, if I get it right, stamina is...
Which makes sense because stamina is kind of not getting hit or just bruising. So it's a mixture of getting out of the way and stuff
actually,
like that as well, isn't it?
It's actually affected by resilience. I misspoke.
Makes more sense.
Yeah, it's resilience. I'm sorry.
It just goes to show, though, I can justify anything.
Yeah.
You are a fucking exquisite GM, and we love it.
You take those hits and you soak them into your heart.
Yes,
that's where the real damage is done.
Oh, you've
using empathy to soak.
It's the bruises that we feel on our hearts.
I would actually become the Incredible Hulk if it was empathy to soak.
Yes. So you use your species bonus and your resilience stat to determine your character's stamina. So humans actually do have a stamina bonus. In my case, I'm going to add a +1 to this. So my stamina is my resilience of 3 + 1. So I start with a stamina of 4. And my health is also determined by my species. and that is 4 automatically. Yeah, I'm gonna outlive you unless unless you dump into resilience.
Nope, have not done that.
Not happening.
Nope.
Look, it's fine.
I'm very
It's fine. I'm sure this will
empathetic.
just be a friendly game of like going around and talking to
Shopping.
people.
We're shopping, right?
Maybe we'll run a
oh.
restaurant. You know, we've done that.
Yes.
So I have
Shopping
8.
episodes.
Want to say talent points, stat
Mhm.
points,
Yeah, your stat points.
and I can put them. What's my ceiling?
5.
Your ceiling is 6 on a tag stat, something
Okay.
that you have as your character's
So as
archetypes made
So
stat.
for you as
That
a
would be
medic, your tag
cognition.
stat would presumably be cognition.
Brain.
Yes.
What is it for a marshal?
For a
I-
marshal, the tag stat is cognition as well.
Yeah.
I have social.
So they can go up to 6, your tagged stats. Well, that's interesting. Marines have 2 tagged stats. So you can be a
Yes.
thoroughly one-dimensional character.
super tough.
So what are you good at, me shoot thing? Ah.
So did you go to the school of me shoot thing? Actually, I graduated from art college. Oh, really? Cool. Yeah. And how did you get into
Well, it wasn't really working out.
No,
and
no.
I couldn't really get any money.
And just the tagline, me shoot thing, just it clicked for me.
drew me in. Yeah.
See, actually, my graduate work was coming up with a slogan for the Marines in the Trinity, and me shooting really did well with our audience. And
Yeah.
honestly,
Yes,
it did
did
so
well in
well that I
focus
was
groups.
personally convinced. So I
I
joined
just-
the Marines based on my own slogan. It really
Well,
worked.
I'm trying-
That is effective advertising.
Okay. So
Buy your own shit.
So my focus skills, which is communicate and insight, I can bump. How high can I bump them up again? Sorry, or are they just the same as all the other skills by focus?
So yeah,
Got
yeah,
you.
no, there is a boost to your focus skills. Let me go back
Okay.
up and away to where it actually says that. Usually it would say
sorry.
that in the character sheet. We need to fix that. I'm sorry that the character sheet is so unfortunately not conducive to functioning right now while we're making characters. But you have 10 points to spend in your skills.
Okay.
Those are below your stats, and each skill can be put up to 3, with exception to focus skills, which can be put up to 4.
Okay. Thank you. Apologies
Uh-huh.
for getting a bit confused. Oh, that says 40. I don't want 40. I want 4.
No problem.
It's the 0 now.
Exciting
So I
numbers
cheated
from-
on the expanse. I had like a stamina of 24 out of 12.
Oh my god, I'm so miffed that I didn't get the fucking I even brought in like my crew to inflate my numbers so that I could get those fucking exams games.
We saw.
Okay.
We
I have-
saw you.
How
I've-
much do you have to spend on skills?
I'll have to
10.
buy that thing.
10.
10.
And
You
I have
10 points
dumped
to spend.
all of it in my empathy skills.
Thought
I
you
am
would.
useless at
Yep.
everything except insight, communicate, and resolve. And I'm not that good at resolve.
Mhm.
You can get the
very good at
idea and you
insight.
can talk about it, but you can't close the conversation down.
No. It's just like
Is there any
So,
chance? So does
No
the
coffee for
skill
you.
start at the number of the main attribute, or does that start at 0?
So your skill is queued off of your main attribute, like D&D or what have you. So if you have, it's nicely boxed out for you in the character sheet, but alacrity governs operation, maneuver, and ballistics. Cognition governs scrutiny, medicine, systems. Resilient. All right, sorry. Actually, let me do this in order. Cognition governs scrutiny, medicine, and systems. Alacrity governs operation, maneuver, and ballistics. Resilience governs melee, mechanics, and endurance. And empathy governs insight, communication, and resolve. If you hadn't noticed yet, it says care.
Oh.
Cognition, alacrity, resilience, empathy.
Oh, quick question. Because obviously when we use the sheet, it'll do like the rolling for us. But
Mhm.
if I was just using the numbers, how do the numbers come
course.
together. I'm a bit
It's a
unsure.
dice
So-
pool system.
Number of
So you've
dice.
got
so
your,
dice
your
pool
base
like
dice
Alien
from
RPG or
attribute.
Coriolis.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So my alacrity is
Go
6 and my
Greg.
operation is 4, meaning I'm going to be rolling a total of 10 dice.
Right. Okay. Sorry, I just was checking because
Not at all.
I
Don't
wasn't sure.
apologize. This
Yeah,
is a new
okay.
each
system.
one is a d6, and you're going for
Yes.
6s.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, I'm rolling
It's much
10
like-
on communicate.
It's much like some of the free league games. And those
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. I don't think I have any more questions then, because I think everything else makes
Amazing.
sense.
I can have an infinite number of dice, and Roll20 will still manage to go.
And well, you need to do the Leon strategy and only roll one
Only roll
or
2
two.
dice.
Yeah. Okay. And I think I know how the talents work. Okay.
Okay, and
Okie
one of
doke.
that. All right, cool. I've put my character skills and abilities in.
So if I'm talking to
Marvelous.
someone, I am unstoppable. If I'm asked to do literally any other
Nothing
task,
else.
I am going
No
to
hope.
be hopeless. But that's okay.
Yeah, so let's so if we have our stats and other elements picked out, we can move down to the bottom of the character generation standalone guide, and we can find talents, which you probably already have based on your character or character's archetype, an option of 3.
Yes.
Those are determined by your kind of tree of progression. You can choose off of the tree at the first tier. You can also choose on the tree at the first tier, but basically you kind of have to pick a tree, and as you progress as a character, you'll gain access to lower tiers, or higher tiers, I should say. So as a pilot, I have options within the operator tier. And let me go check if the operator tier is actually fully functional right now, because last time I checked, it wasn't.
It says 10,000
yes.
hours, CCU certified, and exfilinado, which I am
It
assuming
does, yes.
That's my new favorite word, by the way. I love
Yes.
that. Ex-Filianado.
It's
Fantastic.
What does
Mace-
that mean?
Someone
may
who's really
skip
good
the
at getting
startup
out of
sequence
places.
of a vehicle. Yeah, so you
Ah.
can.
It means
So,
you're
like-
the getaway driver.
Yeah, so like when they do that whole thing, like, sir, we'll need like a minute for the ship to warm up. You're just like, chunk, it's gone.
No, we're good.
Warm up, honey. I'm hot enough for both of us. Let's go.
That's what you say. That's what you say is like you're trying to get out somewhere quickly. Like, I'm on with both of us. They're shooting at us. Oh, right, okay. Zoom, zoom.
No, but I still have time for some sassy quips.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So
Who
it
told
looks
the
like we
command
actually
team
do
about
have-
dead time?
we do have a fully fledged operator tree right now, which is great, with exception to the lower levels of the tier 2. But whoever is going to play a pilot in a campaign wouldn't be me. Away.
Space.
So if you've got the
operator
character
tier-
generator and you slide down to the bottom, you've got your talents.
Yep, and the operator tier gives me access to one of 3. 10,000 hours. I've operated a vehicle, whatever class we're working on, for long enough that I get a +2 modifier for this specific type getup. The CCU certified, I gain an extra alacrity operate or resilience mechanics test while piloting a CCU. That's basically, the CCUs are our equivalent of kind of mecha stuff. It's usually more like the handy lifters in the Alienverse than like something from Lancer. But we do have some mecha stuff in our setting. And if you're CCU certified, then you gain access to that sort of stuff, which falls under the operator tree. And Exfiliato may skip the sequence of startup. I think we can go for that for my character, just in case we need to get a speedy escape at some point.
So, okay, wait. So it says talent 2. It says talent, and then for face it says choose 2. So I picked orator and slick.
Marvelous.
Okay, I've done that right. Okay.
Not all archetypes are built the same way. You'll
Yes,
find that some
I'm looking at
archetypes have additional abilities that they gain access to. Some archetypes are. It all really explicitly states it out in the archetype breakdown / build section, but not all archetypes are built 100% the same way. Pilot is kind of a generic. You gain access to one talent. You get a couple focus skills, which you can go up on if you would like, and you get a tag skill and one edge break. There are a couple couple archetypes within that break those rules.
I also love the fact that I'm reading ahead for tier 2, and one of them is called Charmer. You gain a +3 modifier on empathy communicate tests when you're trying to ingratiate yourself to another. So that means that if I want to really ingratiate myself with someone, I'm rolling 10 dice with +3. So basically, it's like, I don't know about you. I say like, hello there. And they're just like, okay, we're best friends now. Like, this is just happening.
You had me at hello.
You had me at your Rast friend.
Yeah. That's what the +3 is. I'm just like, oh, you don't find me persuasive enough.
Hold up the otter.
Just picks the fucking otter up. Now, we were saying.
Take whatever you want.
Okay. I don't think this. I think, is that everything, or are we missing?
So I think the only thing now that we need to think about is our equipment, and that is actually really after talents. It's down at the bottom, at the very bottom, if memory serves.
Yes. Oh, a dandy. Oh.
Oh, that's the one that kind of I was assuming you would go for, but
I assume. Ooh.
You needn't fill that archetype's stereotype.
No, of course not.
It is kind of conducive. So actually, glamorous clothing, glamorous garb in this instance, I believe. Let me make sure that the stat blocks are actually in here for the things that are in the packages, because if memory serves, no, actually they're not. Glamorous garb gives you a bonus to convincing people.
Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's gonna be in another document, unfortunately.
Oh, that's okay.
I have so many documents.
Sorry, Mario, your princess is in another document.
Oh, I hate. Yeah, no, we have like 4 fucking operating. We have more than 4 documents.
I also like the idea that it's just like you've got an otter, you're dressed very nicely, you're just so persuasive. I mean, just what do you want from me? It's like, oh, can we just get into the party? Go, just so hard.
Our party is just not worthy of you. I'm sorry, I can't let you in. You're just too cool.
Yeah, that's how you fail at your role. It's just like you're just too charismatic.
You're literally too cool for this party.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to shut this party down. We are an offense to you, my friend. I am so sorry. I will try harder.
Oh my god, yes. I'm really looking for the items list where it says the glamorous garb bonuses.
I would like to stock up on drugs.
You may actually. That's part of your thing with a medic.
Yeah.
Let me send you all the provisional documents. This has all
adrenaline.
Yep, it's a thing.
Ooh.
Adrenaline does help you in those regards. Yeah, I sent the provisional document. It has a lot of the stuff.
Wow.
It has everything that is not otherwise included in the character generation document.
Now remember, kids, do your homework. It's important. Don't do what I'm doing, and don't do what Nye is doing right now and going, oh, okay, I should have done the homework.
Shopping.
Yes. We're doing our shopping episode.
Oh.
Drugs, service tools. It's gonna be around here somewhere. Items. It's probably listed as armor because that's how we have clothing.
You can't shoot that. That's cashmere. The fuck is wrong with you, man? Sorry. I'm so sorry. We will peacefully oh my goodness.
Darling. La Croix.
Oh my,
Glam. So the glam property is applied. So glam means, where is glam?
Platform shoes, big shoulder pads.
Big
Yeah,
hat.
exactly.
Big hat.
Fashion never
Proper
goes out of
pimpin'.
style. That's why I wear a big ruff around my neck. 'Cause it's still fashionable.
Oh yeah. And a tiny leather waistcoat.
Cute. We love that.
I don't know. Tiny waistcoats is a bit of a Rast thing.
Oh
Well,
no, I
of
think
course, yeah.
Thren can pull off a tiny leather
Well,
waistcoat
yeah.
as well.
I
I
like
am
the
now very much channeling Lord Percy.
I like how the pair of you are more invested in the space otter than you are with the amazing space mantis or mantid.
I'm a very
Mantid.
traditional space mantis.
Of
I think they're
course,
just
yeah.
jealous that Dan was the first one to clock the otters and go, wait, what?
No, we
Oh.
I think the
all
best bit about that
utterly
conversation
fell
was
in
when,
love.
when Dan saw the space otters and he thought he was pulling a fast one when he said, so what about if I dyed some of my fur green? And he thought he was being all edgy.
in my brain, when I first heard of the picture, when I first saw it, I thought this needs to be some sort of electric green, fluorescent green kind of thing.
And Pat had already
maybe a
pre-prepared for people
purple trim
asking
on
that
it.
question and said, well,
He-
yeah, they do
Just
bioluminescent
absolutely
implants. You could be a
glamorous.
fluorescent
Yeah.
green Rast if you
Does
want.
does anyone remember the cartoon Captain Bucky O'Hare?
Yep.
And the colour of the bunny rabbit in that?
Oh
A
yeah.
little bit like that.
Yeah.
I have
I also-
definitely not seen weird things related to that.
I also like the idea of it's like what's the word I'm looking for? Like you get like frosted tips as a Rast.
Yes.
Frosted tips.
But then there's like other Rasts that's like, hey, do you want to look what he was doing when he was like just a wee pup? Oh no, guys, come on! Oh no, it was one time. It's look at this. Oh, he frosted. Yeah.
Oh,
we're never
by the
gonna let
way,
you
I
live that
did
down.
find it. Nye.
Okay.
It is a +1 to communicate.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Okay.
That's what I thought it was, but I needed to be sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on armor properties, isn't it?
That it is, yes.
And I
It's
have something
glam.
called a slate.
I've done an illustration that depicts slates as used by various species. The Thren have the Thren technology with regards to like computers and stuff, they have like so basically I'm under the opinion that the holograms that you see in like the Marvel universe and everything are kind of unrealistic because they put like the holograms out there and then Tony Stark just presses a button in midair and it does the thing. What I've been doing with ChangedStars is that the Thren, they're pretty high tech and they have a similar system, but you have to actually stick your hand into a sensor array, which does the 3D modeling of where your hand is and how it relates to the projections that they're putting out there. So with a slate of Thren tech, it's got a hollow interior, and you can fill it with your hand and press buttons on the inside of it. So let me send you what the Thren slate looks like in the document. Oh, it's all the way at the bottom of my Instagram pictures. Sorry.
How are we doing, people?
I am
There we
all
are.
kitted out now. I think I've got
I'm
everything.
still
sorted.
shopping.
I have been waylaid slightly.
It's
in
okay,
shopping.
yeah.
Yes. Do you need any assistance?
I think I'm just-
Well, I don't have hands at the moment.
What sort of challenge should I take as the marshal?
Yes. Well, it gives you a suggestion in the martial class. Not class. The archetype. Going up to martial, I see that it encourages you to
Analytical.
Yes. So martial, it encourages you to take Deadeye, which is the edge break related to shooting accurately if you're kind of that character. But you are actually not you're not pushed towards that and forced to take that. That is an option you can take. You can actually peruse the talents and figure out one that works for you. If you're not a marshal who shoots people, you can go through the trees and look at which talents suit you. You might have the drifter tree if you're somebody who's gone through some hard knocks in their life and kind of come out on top. You might have the criminal tree.
Actually, there's a really good one there in the drifter tree, the new in town one.
Yeah, new in town. Anywhere people live, you can find a place to sleep, where to get food, water, and the closest thing to a black market available. Pretty good.
I'm new in town and I'm all out of clams.
Exactly. The criminal tree is like you're explicitly a career criminal. The Maraud tree is you grew up on Maraud or one of the colonies, you're a Thren, presumably. Unity tree is accessible to anybody, but particularly important to the Thren and the Morai. Soldier tree is, you kind of were raised a soldier. Gunslinger tree, you were raised a gunslinger. Bruiser tree, you're rough and tumble. Medic tree, you're good at medicinal stuff. Analytical tree, you're kind of, I think analytical tree is our hacker variant tree.
It is down for the marshal as well.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's actually good for the marshal as well.
Well, but you'd be like a kind of sci-fi like PI, so like you would have kind of like hacky kind of stuff, but like it would still look like 1930s.
Yeah, I mean you've got investigator right there in the analytical tree, +3 scrutiny tests.
Yeah, you might want to drop into that one actually. Analytical is probably a pretty good one for you. Mechanical tree, empirical tree.
Oh, there we go. Investigate. Yeah, got it.
Logic tree.
Can I take that now?
Oh yeah, no, you can take it. So what it says in your archetype is a suggestion. It's something that if you don't want to think about what kind of character you're making, you follow your archetype to the T. That's what I did with my character.
And we can take 2 talents. Was it?
If your archetype says that you can, it is. We have specific archetypes that have 2
Yours
talents.
is a choose one.
Yeah, cool. Yours says choose one.
I went with.
It's a process that's listed up above the talents thing, but we've kind of just summarized it in the archetypes block.
I'm gonna do investigator. That makes sense to me. Coolsies.
Totally applicable.
Oh, dude, there's an edge break there called Eureka.
Yeah.
Which is very Columbo.
Tongue.
Insight into the present situation of boundless. Anyone who can hear you and you care to help gains a modifier. Basically, you explain what's going on. It's the old Columbo explaining how the murder was done.
Got to figure out how the murder was done first before I can explain anything.
And gather everyone together.
Yeah,
exactly.
And tell everyone why they didn't do it and who did.
I've gathered you all here today. Oh, isn't he so cute? Okay. I'm trying to.
Stop
everyone.
messing with my fur.
I am very adorable and cute, but we are dealing with a murder. And please, yes, I do
but
quite
he's so
like.
Adorable. Look at him. Look at him. He's so cute.
Do you want to the tuna?
Yes, that does feel good. Stop though. I need to explain.
Okay, yeah.
Now you got my foot scratching. Stop. I need to explain the murder now.
No. And do you want a bit of tuna? I'm not going to ingratiate that with a response. Then the little paw just
slowly starts to recline.
Just got this mental image now of a psychiatrist, Rast, and he's basically your emotional support otter.
But he lies on his back when, like, how you did in the chair. He's also lying there, like, how does this make you feel? I just don't know.
Okay, but
can I have a Stellar Assault chassis?
Feels good for me.
No, Dan, you cannot have an interstellar assault chassis.
It was worth a shot.
It's on the list. I want a space harpoon. They look fun.
A lot of ships are accompanied by those, actually. So you might get a chance. I don't know.
What we have to be clear is we are obviously just going to play with everything that is in this universe. Cool. Just be like, can we fly that?
Shiny,
can we fly that?
Shiny.
Ben, can we fly that?
This button does.
Shoot speeder. Please.
Oh yeah.
How did the Mirai feel about cybernetic enhancements?
That's a good question. It kind of depends on the hive, but in general, Mirai don't do very much of it themselves, but they do have. All right, so actually, they're kind of more biopunk, really. They have the handmaiden class, which is just kind of a tad above your average aristocrat because they spend more time around the queen. And handmaidens can produce more chemicals than the average Mirai aristocrat can. And there's actually, it's gonna sound weird, but it's definitely part of their culture, and you know, it's not super weird for them. But there's a how a lot of Mirai tech works is it functions off of the pheromones that you produce, and instead of like touching equipment, you can just tell the equipment what to do with your pheromones, and it has a bioreceptor waiting for your pheromonal command. And they also have throughout their hives a lot of emitters of these biological commands. And how they equip these emitters with pheromones is they actually have handmaidens who produce more pheromones naturally than the other lower aristocrat caste. They produce them and they milk them basically, and they have like their own pheromone production system within every hive. So cybernetics they do, but mostly that's something that Mirai Ronin would have, because the hive provides for its own. If you're in a hive, your needs are taken care of. You're a functioning member of society. Mirai Ronins, on the other hand, have exiled themselves or been exiled, and they don't work within the hive structure. So they need certain biological fundamental
the
stuff
augmentation.
they otherwise wouldn't have.
That makes sense.
I like the idea that like when a Mirai like walks into like the automated kitchen and they just release like a little bit of stress, like the little machine pops a cup out and pours a nice bit of like tea or coffee and it goes, thank you. Just I was feeling a bit stressed because like that's always what they do with like futuristic science is you just like walk in, clap, and then machines start doing stuff. But Mirai just walk in and are just like, oh, a biscuit. Oh, thank you. I'm feeling better now.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Play some soft music.
Yeah.
Like in Doctor Who when it dispenses custard creams.
Exactly.
Oh God.
Exactly. There we go.
So edge breaks, we brought them up. That's what happens. So we kind of have a similar system to Alien RPG or Coriolis or what have you, where you build up a certain amount of this negative energy around you. It's not always negative, but edge is what happens when you need to push or when you need to re-roll your dice. It's not called pushing in this system, it's called reaching. And when you reach, you get to re-roll your dice, you add 1 to your edge, kind of like Alien RPG. And when your edge builds up to a certain point, when you're so stressed, when you're so at your very limit, that's when you get to access your edge break. Most people access it, I believe it's 7 edge, and humans get it at a little bit lower because we're just stressful creatures. And what happens with an edge break is you just gain access to this hitherto unavailable resource of personal fortitude. You get your fundamental ability that you have at the back of your mind that only comes out when you are so stressed, so adrenaline pumped that you just can't do anything other than Omae wa mo shinduru, unstoppable, Deadeye, Ace, Reaper's Lament, Blur, it just works, etc., etc. You could succeed fully on a melee attack. You could gain a health point and a stamina. You could just shoot and hit perfectly, ignoring cover, and you could fly your ship like nobody's flown it before, etc., etc. It's your personal, your repository of self fulfilling agency and
digging deep in case of emergency. Everything's gone to shit. It all hangs on you.
Yeah.
Instead of it having to hinge on a die roll, this is when you pull out the, okay, now is the time to use this
Exactly.
particular power.
And after that, you roll all your dice, and if anything comes up not a 6, you get a shock for that. And shocks are our version of, like, you know, your negative effect from any given roll. And so if anything comes up not a 6, you're fucked. And if you're fucked enough, you probably fall unconscious. So basically, you use your edge dice and you go unconscious, and that's how it works.
Sounds about right.
Sort of like Barbarian Rage, where they need to have a sleep afterwards.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Tired
it is really
now.
a break in case of
Need nap time.
Yes. But
Give me
everybody
the
has
space
that.
otter.
Snuggle.
The otter's
Roll
just
up in the
like
corner.
but the otter is
Damn it,
like
I've got
an
work to do. Get
yeah, like an
off.
Ivy League like professor, just like I studied quantum physics, fluffy. Okay. Yeah.
But oh, that does feel good. Okay.
I quite like the idea of like a squad of Rastian Marines.
We're just
unarmed. They turn up.
enamored. I feel
Oh
bad
my
for
God,
the
that's so adorable.
Orion Thren.
Kicking indoors, opening fire with automatic weapons, but still sleeping in a big cuddle puddle.
Yeah.
They do sleep in cuddle puddles. It's been established in the canon. It is true.
There we go.
They have little hammocks
Oh,
That's
and
so
little
adorable.
pillows. Yeah.
this is
Okay.
cute.
So I've covered edge breaks and pretty much everything. You gain the standard packages, or you can choose your own from the items list, which is in another document. But is anybody having any other issues with character?
I think just go with the package for the sake of
Yeah,
Really,
let's
yeah.
do
Where's
that.
the
Otherwise,
package?
we will just be shopping.
equipment packages are down at the very bottom, or not the very
Huh?
bottom. They're above the life path thing. Now, Pat,
Yeah.
I was a little bit unsure on this. Life path, is that
That's
if
an
you're
option.
building a character from zero, you can go through the life path method, or does everybody roll on life path anyway?
No. Yeah, that's an optional character generation process that we
Okay,
have,
cool.
kind of like Traveler.
So above life path, you've got a set of packages for equipment.
Where are we looking now?
About
a lot
a
of
third of the way
equipment-
up the document.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's at page like 28 or something like that. 20, maybe it's 27. Sorry, 27 on my doc. And that kind of covers all the sort of packages that you would have. It's kind of like Worlds Without Numbers in those regards. I don't know if anybody here has played that, but a lot
Yeah.
of Worlds Without Numbers energy went into creating this. So you can just kind of standardize your package.
So you got like a civilian package, the dandy package, which is the one that Nye's got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Bunch of
probably-
luxury tokens, a computer slate, and fancy clothes.
So I have 45 luxury coupons, which translates to 450 Thren Federation credits, because
of
a
monies.
luxury coupon is 10 times that.
Mhm.
I have a slate, and I have glamorous.
and also
guard.
Rastian Raidus. They're pretty
Oh.
equivalent.
Okay.
Although the Rastian Raidus operate on a base eat
there we
system,
go.
but it's whatever.
Can I have a Rastian shoot speeder?
No,
That's up
you
to
need a
Ben.
Rastian necktie. I saw that in the list.
Oh yeah,
expensive.
that does look seriously nasty.
Rastian
look-
neckties are basically fuck you.
I'm also just thinking it's interesting that it's like, I don't know. I just think it's interesting that it's like the what was I gonna say? No, it's gone. It's gone. I spent too long talking, and now it's gone.
Very insightful, though, and we're glad you brought it up.
Yeah,
Space
Thank
otters.
you.
that'll come in useful. Thanks.
Looks at space otters, mind empty, head blank. This is
Dong.
Pretty
fine.
much, yeah. I was thinking
God.
like, what was that? Nope, it's gone.
I wanted an
Marvelous.
M pattern field deployer. Oh, but
So,
apparently I just get a
middle of
chemical
the
analyzer.
afternoon, would you say that they have space otter tea?
Oh, God almighty.
Yeah, actually, we have established that space otters use they have a kelp-based powdered tea. So if you want to employ that, they got it.
So there you go. You can
I'm
drink
going
tea called
blind. I
Major
can't
Tom.
see these
That's it. Now I remember my thoughts. Sorry, Dan. Continue.
package kits.
It'll
What
go.
page was it on?
It's in the character generation standalone page.
The first one.
The first one we were sent, and if you scroll,
Oh, that's why I'm
it's
looking the wrong bloody
standard
document.
packages.
Me
Right.
too. I did
I'm
the same.
sorry. I'm sorry.
What I was going to say was, and this hopefully will be interesting. He said worryingly. One of the things that I always,
It's not
one
a
of
good
always the
start.
things that I always think is a bit unusual about how currency is dealt with in a lot of systems. And I'm just going to use D&D because it's a common one. It's like with D&D, it's like, cool, you've got gold, you've got silver, you've got bronze or whatever. And it's like, but you're only really going to use gold because it's just a simple translation. So I like in this system that there is different types of currency, but it's been simplified to luxury coupons is just 10 times this and like that kind of aspect to it. Because I always think it's just kind of sucks because I really want to give my players like the weird currency that the book suggests. And then they look at it and go, oh.
No, but there's no utility to it.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
exactly.
You just pay everyone in Electrum.
Exactly. Yeah, I have never had like as a GM. I like, do you want some Electrum? No, nah, just give us gold. But it's nobody uses Electrum. But yes, that's what I thought is interesting.
That's what you find. You
it's,
find 4,000 copper coins.
And you have to convert them. And I'm not helping. No, that.
You also have to carry the buggers.
But yeah, that's what I like that about this. Be looking at the credit system, it's very good.
Yeah, and for the record, Trinity coupons are digital predominantly. They don't like send you physical coupons. Yeah, your slate or com box has your like account stored on it, and you can just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna give you this amount of money. Press a button and it's done. I'll probably press like 3 buttons TBH, but like
it's as easy as 1, 2, 3, maybe 4.
I'm loving the way that the criminal packages have all got like a
Oh yeah, the criminal packages are those.
You could be a welder.
Yeah.
I'm very good at welding.
I do like the description of the plasma torch in the weapon list. That is quite funny.
We had a look. This game is a little pithy, you know. We were some funny people.
Just
here.
a little.
we like jokes. We like to be like tongue in cheek sometimes, you know.
Also, I do have some medical supplies. Oh, good.
The space arters definitely didn't communicate that to me. It was quite. This felt like a very serious, like uptight affair of no shits, no giggles.
No giggles at all.
Yeah,
None whatsoever.
As we have been
seriously.
As we have all been just absolutely going bananas over the space, we can't shop about them.
Right, Pat, hot tip for you for Kickstarter: pull the Rast from the main rulebook and make them like a really high add-on.
Oh no! Space otters for all.
Because now everybody will want them, and they'll have to get to like
so mean.
Have you no
heart?
No. Such cruelty.
You want to make Space Otter sad?
Or maybe we'll include the Space Otter specific like campaign guide.
Space Otter, the Rast Space Otter species book. That's getting kickstarted on its own at a later date.
Honestly, that is one of the like Kickstarter like stretch goals. I'm definitely thinking of like species specific stretch goals. Like, you know, at the first stretch goal we do the Thren, the second stretch goal Mirai, and then we get fancy.
Oh, that's a good question. Have we missed? Maybe it's a bit late to ask. We've not missed any other sentient species that are covered in the book, have we?
There actually are 2.
Well, there are others, not so much with the playable side of things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you can actually play the other 2 that are mentioned in the book, and there's more than that, but they're just not like playable right now. We're kind of saving a couple of the species that we've mentioned for expansion packs, but mostly just because they're not super developed, and it will take some time to develop them. Frankly.
So I can't play a giant sentient sea serpent is I think the code that I'm getting.
Look, at your own game of ChangedStars, if
Of
your
course,
GM
yeah.
is interested, or if you are the GM, then yeah, no, you could totally focus it around the discovery of
Ben saying, no.
Not allowed
now
to
I
eat
want-
the space otters.
Maybe not right now.
Well, I was going to say, do the PI, but you're a giant fuck off sea serpent.
Now there is a sentient crustacean species. Is it Nusugui? Is that how it's pronounced?
Well, we pronounce it Newsquai, but a lot of people call it nosegay or something. I don't know how you British types like to pronounce the sort of flower.
Oh yeah, that's a
pattern thing.
nosegay.
Yeah, nosegay. Yeah, a lot of people pronounce it that way. I'm very ambivalent on the subject. It is not a native Newsquai word. So it can be pronounced however you folks like to pronounce that. It's spelled Nouseguay, but that's just English spelling. There's no like Newsquai spelling for that. It's not a Newsquai word. It's an English word that has been translated ubiquitously. So
it's just like yeah, call us whatever. I mean, it's just. We have our.
I mean, in a lot of instances, like the species name is an amalgam of either human or Thren input on how this name is supposed to be put, because the two kind of people who went around naming things that they weren't necessarily connected to were those two. Mirai is a Thren word. Newsquai is an English word, and Rast is a Rastian word, but like. From one of the languages, they have a lot.
It was
the Nusugui are basically sort of giant crustacean-like creatures with multiple limbs and super arch libertarian political views.
Yes, exquisitely.
So tell me about your government. Okay, it's me.
My government is myself, and I rule the polity of whatever I see, which right now is probably you. Bow before me and give me money.
If they have little crab eyes, it's probably you. And what is behind me?
Oh yeah, no, they're actually non-cephalized, meaning they don't have a head. They have eyes on both ends. They have a kind of quadrilateral symmetry to them. So they're like starfish in that they have like a radial symmetry, but instead of starfish having 5 radials, they have 2. That end and this end, and it's identical. And in the center, they have a mouth.
Me and Ben are just like, this is so cool. And like everyone else is like, what the fuck are these dorks talking? It's radial symmetry. Do you not understand, people? It's so cool.
Nice thinking that, and I'm over here being a dumbass going, it's like a space push me, pull you.
It's interesting.
It's safely said that's not what my degree was in.
In layman's terms, they're centipedes from hell.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of points where you reference what players can play, and it always says adolescent for them. And that's because the Nusugui are an undying species, aren't they, really?
Yes.
They just keep growing and growing and growing unless something kills them.
That is actually absolutely true.
Which
How big do they get?
Have you seen Moana?
Yes. Okay.
Shiny.
They must like.
Oh, now I've got songs in my head.
Yeah.
It's just
that's my second David Bowie reference of the evening.
Think about how weird that'd be if when they met like Thren or humans, and it's just like, whoa, hold the fucking phone. You guys grow and then you stop fucking growing. That's weird. That's weird.
Why
right?
would
Yeah,
you
that's
do
really
that?
weird. Yeah. Fucking weird people that we're meeting today.
Yeah, except they turn around to another Nusugui to say that, and the other one's like, sorry, we don't have diplomatic relations with you.
And they're like, oh, for fuck's sake. For God's sake.
Ben, you perfectly encapsulated the news guy. I'm not sure why you're not like on the dev team here.
It's very interesting. It's awesome.
Exactly.
Loving this.
I do like the idea of polities of one.
Exactly.
Well, if you just never stop growing, eventually you probably will become big enough to be your own like Physical. Yes, I am a country of one. I can see that. I think I'm stepping on you. Yes, you are. But it's okay. We recognize you as an ambassador to ourselves.
You'd just like to pay the immigration tax.
No, just stick it on the shell.
Marvelous.
Yeah, you're just like, where do I just put it
The
here?
rest
Yes,
of
just
it.
put it. Yes, just
Oh,
on me.
yes,
I'll grab
anyway.
it later. Yes.
Welcome to my continent. There didn't used to be a continent here, but I'm here now, so it's a continent.
Must be a pain
Yeah,
getting shoes.
the news guy that
The
like
many
a long
shoes.
time ago genocided the Wykos, who are another precursor species, definitely is large enough now to probably be their own continent.
Yeah. Interesting. That's awesome. Okay. Well, not the bad stuff they did.
Right,
but
I
they're
mean,
getting to
the
be big enough to
Wykos
be a
terrible.
constant.
uploaded themselves to computers, so
Ooh.
it's not like they were really around to say, no, don't do this.
Well, I mean that's just bad computer skills. Then it's like, wait,
Yeah,
what do I
exactly.
delete this? Oh no! Oh, I think I've done a bad. No, it can't be. Oh yeah, you've done a bad.
You
Yeah.
say that, but stuff like that happens in one of the head freezy places in the States. It didn't
Oh,
occur to them that
really?
having
Head
specialized plugs for the head freezers might be a good idea. And they had like regular
Wow.
plugs for the head freezers.
Yeah, we know
And
this is
one of the
going.
cleaners unplugged one of the freezers.
Yeah.
just,
Wow.
like, $500,000 worth of frozen people heads so that she could vacuum the floor.
Wow.
They'll never
Yeah.
know.
No,
Yeah, she does the.
just plug it back in. It'll be fine. Wow. It's fun.
It'll be fine. We can fix
Meanwhile, all these old rich frozen heads are like,
Bob, bob,
our immortality that we purchased with blood money, no.
So how we doing, people? How we doing with characters?
Think I've got everything sorted. Yeah.
Oh my eyes.
I mean, you're gonna have to
think I've
pry
got
me off
everything.
being. Oh, sorry. You're gonna have to pry me off being a space centipede, but I'm joking.
They
I'm
have to
still
pry you
angry.
off of the space centipede
Yeah.
because it's so big.
It's just so cool, guys. Yeah, but they're
Stop
literally charging us to
hugging.
be here.
Stop hugging the space centipede.
Would
Just
you
He's got
mind
so
if
many
I
arms to hug.
use the bathroom real quick?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, I'll be right back.
good, you know.
I'm sorry.
Thank
I'm
you,
sorry.
Nye, for
I
offering your
I do
permission.
that. It's so bad. I have to stop doing that. But it's like my brain. I panic when people say that because it's like, oh shit. I don't want to ignore them. I have to acknowledge that they've said something to me. So I go, yes, good. And it's like, well, I'm glad you have your permission, good sir. And I'm like, no, I didn't mean like that. I'm sorry. I don't know what to do.
It's beautiful because it starts off as quite a power move. It kind of
Someone
resets
give
the
that man
group's
a shovel.
dynamic, and then Nye reasserts itself.
It's bad.
I have to admit, I am that teacher at school when one of the kids is like, "Sir, can I go to the toilet?" I am the one that says, "Not there."
Oh,
Ba-ba-da-boom.
I've never. I'm gonna be honest with you,
Ba-ba-bing.
never heard that one.
Several
So-
of them have sat there and looked really confused in the past. Like, did he really think I was going to pee myself here?
I'm going to go
Especially
pee
the younger
myself
ones.
over there.
Dan, how you doing?
I think I'm sorted.
Cool.
I want a long-range injector. That sounds funny. For
Did you take
health
the
reasons,
Reaper's
obviously.
Lament thing, Alden?
Probably.
That's that you see someone go down, you run to their side and revive them. One.
Yeah. Yes, I should put that in my thing.
Not
shouldn't
that your limit breaks, edge limits are ever going to be reached, because obviously you're just going to be like flying around in a little spaceship chilling.
I'm just going to say I've got a whole bunch of drugs, mate.
You say
I'm all right.
that you say that in the ominous GM.
There are
role,
lots
Yeah.
of drugs on this in this rule book.
There is a remarkable amount of drugs in this
what
rule
I
book.
like about
What
the
can I say?
Patty.
I love Ben's
It's only one type
threats
of
like
alcohol, though. I'd like to complain about that.
Ooh, that's just a generic term for the
Yeah,
myriad
yeah.
of options. It's the same with all
okay.
drugs. There's a lot of different types of weed too, but I don't list them at all. I was actually toying with calling weed, what was I gonna call it? Satindica, or like Indativa. I don't know. I was gonna call it something
Yeah.
fancy, and then I'm like, nah, but like there's different options. You can do whatever with weed, you know? It can be indica, sativa, hybrid, any sort of
It was
fucking
the it was the
Same
one
with
thing
vodka.
humans made that we were cool with keeping. That's the one thing you guys get. You get to keep the
It's
weed.
their one tradable
Yeah.
thing now. So
See, but the
Everything
Thren
else can be-
also have their own weed too. The Thren have like their own shit. Actually, they have like individualized spiritual beliefs, right? And a lot of them involve psychogenic or psycho.
Entheogens.
Imagine
Sexual
the one with
Okay.
LSD.
Oh my god.
So are there like you mentioned Earth is run by an AI, are there like artificial intelligent robots and things?
Yes, you can also play a synth. That's one of the options. You can play one of two different types. Normative
None
and
of
None of
variant.
us
Ed.
are replicants.
I-
Just to be
I-
clear, none of us.
Yes,
I
Are
in general,
replicants.
in Changed
None of
Stars, it
us.
is possible to play a synth. However, you can't play synths.
Yeah, we're not
Because
allowed.
we
Alright,
already are Sims?
Are we
No.
not asking to be there, is it because it's the first time we're playing it?
I just like the idea that Pat is that teacher that's like, yeah, you guys can do this, and Ben's the other teacher that goes,
Oh, you can't do that. No, don't do that.
no.
Not on my watch.
Bad boy.
I'm not marking that. So no.
Naughty boy. Are you ready for your punishment?
Oh no, is he
I
gonna
didn't see
break
that in the equipment list.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute.
Uh,
Going back in again.
So yes, so they're AI, but we're not allowed to play them. Gotcha.
Mhm.
Is there anything? Are they like humans where it's like, yeah, it's AI, or is there anything specific to the setting that we would need?
I
to
mean, so
recommend?
a lot of the AI is actually illegal to produce new AI in the Trinity
Okay.
because Thren have very stringent rules on AI production. They're actually vehemently opposed to producing new AI. It was a bit of a kerfuffle when they actually made specific war AI during the last 150
Yeah.
years ago. They had a like whole big like moral crisis over the fact that they were actually making AI to fight war, and it was like, oh no, what are we doing? We've lost our moral compass to fight the humans who have none whatsoever.
You're
And
What
then
are
a
we-
particularly far-sighted Thren came along and went, no, guys, it's okay. We can't have sex with it, so it's not really a person.
Oh god.
Wow.
Oh god.
And then
Wow.
an even more farsighted Thren came along and was just like, but we can just like program that in there.
Oh god. What? Why
But-
was good?
They have like ethics about the whole thing.
What I was gonna say was I actually don't think, I think unironically, if we ever were to hypothetically meet another sentient race, one of the first questions would be, do you guys have
roll 20?
do you guys have drugs?
The
You
Thren
want
are like,
some.
yeah, bitch,
Could
we
we-
did want some.
Oh, I mean, you know, like it's just like back from you, like, yeah, can I just have some? We'll give you some yours. Oh, awesome. Yeah, like we both did like the, oh yeah.
See,
Peace,
meanwhile, the
prosperity.
Mariah are just like, yes, we do
drugs."
have drugs. That's how we talk.
What are these drugs? That's just everyday life for us. Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Please stop
Yes.
Yeah, us
smoking.
too.
Drugs. Do you mean hello?
Oh, I'm really feeling this hello. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's quite
hello is
mellow.
really
Oh,
kicking.
you know.
But have you heard? How's your day going? Because that's another one. That's yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of
Okay.
drugs in ChangedStars.
Well, just because of the physiological differences, they're like, well, I've taken 20 of these and I don't know, nothing's happening.
And then it all hits you like at once, like, oh, it's,
oh dear.
Oh,
whoa.
hello there.
To the Mariah, human drugs are actually like doing a crossword. Like, ooh, 7 down. State of being reflective, yet reflecting.
It's
Ooh.
like reading poetry for them. Oh yeah, I am getting a feeling of melancholy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, melancholy.
But
That's,
also hungry.
call it hot, but yeah, that's what you. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I don't like this one. No, this is a really bad one. Yes, no, I don't like this.
I
We
am
call it ecstasy.
excitable
We call
and
that a
I
bad
feel
trip.
like dancing.
I'm getting some dangerous flashbacks to the 90s here.
Well, actually, the entirety of the game is in
It's basically
Space
that.
90s.
In the future of the 90s.
Yep.
That is my favorite thing
I'm showing my age.
in
Even
sci-fi
ambassador
work.
to the Mariah is actually just tires from space.
Well, I do love that where they say with such certainty, like in the year 2021, we'll have spaceships. And you're just like, you are very confident for 10 years in the future. You are very confident, good sir.
I mean, this takes place 500 years in the future,
Yes,
and
yeah.
it's still.
Well,
kind
someone
of
pointed
still-
out quite recently on Twitter that actually the end of this month is when goblinization is supposed to happen, according to Shadowrun.
Really?
Yes.
Holy
Oh.
shit.
In the
Okay,
Shadowrun
wow.
timeline, it's the end of this month when people are supposed to start turning into orcs and goblins.
You know what?
We're already
I'm
supposed to
here
have
for it.
elves,
Ah.
although
Well,
I'm not
that
sure
I can
about.
believe.
wait
Yeah,
on
yeah. Elves are
Yes, absolutely.
Why do you think I
That's
think I
why
don't
I'm
Nice
just
is
hiding my
locked
ears,
in that
everybody, I
closet
swear.
for so
Yeah.
All right,
Matt.
so Pat,
No
we
one
need a
can know I'm an
spaceship
elf.
for you to have. Just a little one,
Spaceship.
nothing too flash.
Mhm.
It can get about places. We're not looking so much at a trader, just like a sort of small cruiser
I mean,
for a
space.
little group
Yeah,
of people
so-
that hang out together and go places and do stuff.
I didn't
We
just
have a
like
lot of
like a space hopper.
So,
Like
are
a space
we-
mystery machine.
Who said
Are
that?
we looking at a Thren ship, a human ship, or a Rast ship? I have some Orion ships, but they're not super fully fledged.
Well, you're the
right now.
pilot, so and you're also the one who wrote
We-
the setting. So I bow to your superior experience, but
Rast only make the
I think a
ceilings high
Corvette
enough
might
for
be going a
them.
little bit overkill.
Fire
All
them.
right, so we're not going with a Rast ship.
I'm thinking
I've got
something
only,
more
like,
yacht-like.
Just like
got,
we're
like-
we're crouched down as we walk around the ship. Like, you guys can have made like a slightly
Ah,
higher
yourself.
ceiling.
Slightly, ah.
We actually have a Rast
Yeah.
yacht, but I'm thinking we'll go with like the stereotypical ChangedStars ship, which is kind of like a little bit of a trader vessel. But hold on,
Like
so
a-
who? Yeah, it
like a-
really does matter. Is this a Trinity vessel or a non-Trinity vessel?
Well, I think you're mostly Trinity, so we're going to be looking at a Trinity crew.
Yeah.
All right, so we're looking
Yeah.
at Thren or a human ship, and I think we'll go with probably the kind of default Trinity ship that I've been going with. Either
Oh, is that the dinosaur head one? Oh no, that was a Rast ship.
Whoa,
the dinosaur head one is the Rast ship. That's the Rast ship.
Whoa, Ben, you cannot just state that in front of me and not elaborate. What do you mean? There's a dinosaur head
Pops
shape
up every
ship?
now and then on the
Well, one of
slideshow.
Pat's spaceships that she's drawn looks just
Looks
like
like-
a dinosaur head. Like it's got a crest and it's got a neck bone at the back, and it looks like you could squeeze them together, and the front of the spaceship would go
I
like a
bet you call it a
tyrannosaur puppet.
Diplodocus or something like
Yeah.
that, because you British don't know how to pronounce the dinosaur names like we do.
Diplodocus.
Diplodocus. Oh yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. We didn't make up those words at all.
You British subs definitely didn't make up the words that I'm mispronouncing and then accusing you of mispronouncing.
True story though, not far from where I live on the Isle of Wight, there are a lot of dinosaur bones. And
Yeah.
there was this
Mhm.
amateur archaeologist guy who found an entire Diplodocus on the beach. Not just like on the beach, he spent months digging it out, painstakingly bone by bone.
I'm going to have to stop you there. I think you'll
It's
find a
Diplodocus.
paleontologist.
He was one of those too.
It's Diplodocus. Yes, thank you. person
I am not
who speaks
paranoid
English.
here. I'm sure I've
But
always
this
said
chap
this.
did not have a car.
Oh
So
no.
he transported each of these dinosaur bones on the bus.
Oh, that's
He's got on the
She got
bus with
there.
a thigh bone from one of the biggest land animals ever.
I was.
That's some Trinity energy right there.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
exactly.
we don't do like personal transit things. Like it's gotta be group transit, and that's a cool specimen you got there.
Mhm.
Gonna have to
So
take
what
it up.
spaceship are we having then, Pat?
All right, let's go with the cornflower class ship that kind of popped up in the bottom. Unless you want us to be in a human coffin ship.
No,
in
I'm
that
cool
case,
with
that'd
a
be-
cornflower class ship.
Does it have a little
Wow.
bubble at the front that we can put the Rast in so that people can see we have a Rast on board as we approach?
No,
Oh,
we
you
have a
got-
we have
you
a
just gotta
we
get
have
a
a
little
bumper
sticker
sticker.
that
Or just
says
like-
Rast on
yeah.
board.
Yeah, just like project them. into
Please
space.
drive carefully, Rast on board.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh God.
Don't
What
shoot
is
at
the
us,
system
there's
I
a
have
rat
created?
here.
My
One of the cockpit chairs has a little booster seat.
My God.
my other car has a Murai in it. Thren on board. There's so many actually. It's great.
Honk if you love Thren. Honk,
So there
honk.
we go. We've got cornflower ship showing up in the image down below. It looks like a flower with its petals opening up. Very, very pretty. So
Aw.
that's the ship that you guys are poodling about
That's-
space
okay.
in.
I thought it something to do with like corn flour, like you make like tortillas with.
Nope.
No.
No,
Never
cornflower
mind,
blue.
I mean,
Ah.
it's just
Like the
a
PowerPoint.
ship class name, and that's the English term for it. They've got a Thren word.
Yeah,
for
they have
it,
a way
you know.
cooler way of saying it. Yeah, it's just like I guess if you want to use it in that way, I guess it's corn flour.
It's probably got a lot of trills in it. But it hasn't.
Yeah.
Because trills are from Star Trek. But you know what I mean.
Oh, not those sort of
Dear
trills.
Lord.
Those
Are,
trills
wait, are
are the ones I
trills
meant.
like? Oh no, that's triples. I'm thinking of. Never
Yeah.
mind. The little fluff balls.
Similar in many ways.
Indeed.
Not really.
No, not in the slightest.
Ah.
Now, I obviously thought very different things to what I did when he saw Jadzia Dax.
Is this where I reveal I don't know Star Trek very well?
I'm
Yep.
actually
I think you already
rewatching
have, my
DC9
young
right
friend.
now.
Yeah, I know.
I think you
Yeah.
already have.
Dan's shocked. Wait, Dan, I played a Star Wars game with you, and I'm pretty sure you were like, "Oh, okay." He doesn't know anything. How is this possible?
So
Oh,
card.
just
we've got our
lower my head
cornflower
in
ship.
shame.
We're pootling around space, troubleshooting, investigating, finding
Someone
stuff
please
out.
hurt themselves.
Now that
I am
we've
so
built
bored.
your characters, let's hear a little bit about them.
Yeah,
So let's start. Well, we start with Pat because
fair enough.
that way
fair
you
enough.
can get a good model because Pat knows the system and knows what she's talking about. So Pat,
Sure,
tell us
sure.
a little bit about Cass, the human pilot.
Right. So Cass grew up in the Artemisian commune. She took the HOPE aptitude test, or HOPE as a lot of folks call it, with the Artemisian commune's local node of the Mother AI unit, and she was assigned a couple of different jobs that she could potentially excel at. She was told that she was pretty quick to the draw and pretty good with her hands, so she could do a number of different things. But the thing that she chose was pilot because she wanted to fly around the stars. She wanted to see the stars that her ancestors so brutally devastated, and that her government right now was very interested in assisting and making sure that everything kind of worked on a hunky-dory sort of spectrum. So she thought that it would be best for her to take to the stars. And, she did her studies and she aced the pilot exam. And now she is the pilot of any number of different craft. She specifically studied Thren craft because they are the kind of pinnacle of design at the moment, although human ships are currently kind of coming up to scale with Thren ships. But she studied especially on Thren ships. She knows how to pilot them like the back of her hand, although she didn't take that particular talent. But she enjoys going fast, and she enjoys the void of space, which is perhaps a little bit strange for a lot of folks around her. But she just likes being in her own headspace and with her hands inside the controls, in control of her own destiny amongst the stars.
Cool. Dan, tell us about
Oh, she's a bit of
Lumicast.
a stoner.
The Rasted has enough
on
of
the
your
side.
shit and is a PI investigator.
Lumicast, also known as Loom, Space Marshal Investigator. He has a fedora-like hat, chews on a seaweed cigar, has a trench-like coat, but it's too long, and the sleeves are too big, so the coat kind of like trails back behind him. His fur he has dyed a sort of phosphorescent green with slight purple tips on it. At his side is a large handgun, which he uses to take down his guys. But in a normal sized creature, it would probably be but for him it's quite big, so he has to hold it with both hands, otherwise he's going to get weighed down by this big pistol. His speciality is hunting down escaped prisoners, and basically being a space marshal. I'm umming and ahhing about an accent. I'm not sure I could do the.
How did you meet Pat's character? You just said, "I'm commandeering this vehicle," and never got off. Just always. I'm still commandeering the vehicle. Okay. I tell you when the commandeering ends.
As a Trinity.
Oh, you're so cute.
As a Trinity marshal, would it be too far to say that the ship has been issued to me? Or,
yeah, no, that actually very well might be the case. A lot of wow, I should perhaps have given us a pursuer ship then. If the Marshal has the ship, we might actually be in a Bluebell class ship, and that I have an image for as well. It actually popped up in our screenshot a little bit earlier. I don't know if you want to change it, but I have art for a Marshal ship.
I guess I know why. So this is just because Pat's loaned this up, there's a little history fact that I know, which is so during the Second World War, there was a series of ships created in British dockyards which were called the Flower class, and they had, as you can imagine, very flower-like names. And when they gave some of them to the States, the sailors painted over the flowery names, and in a very appropriate way, I guess, decide to call them it's the Endeavor and it's the Fortitude, but occasionally from battle it would chip off, so it would say the Bluebell or the Sunflower or whatever. So so it's just no, it's not. It's the Fortitude. Just oh, come on now.
Okay, got to stop you there for a little update on the exciting world of Garblag growth. We have just hit 1,000 followers on Twitch, which is a hefty milestone. Really good news, which means that tonight, before the end of this show, we are going to be giving away a $25 drive-through RPG gift voucher. And it looks like Crack and Dice, who are sat in chat, have just agreed to raise that with 3 sets of dice as well.
Thank you very much.
So that's being negotiated in the background right now by our producers, directors, and the powers that be while we carry on. But when the time comes, we will announce and get everybody in chat to throw out a little hashtag.
Oh, man. I gotta get Lee on this. Gotta up my odds here.
I think I'm gonna have to briefly
I'm
drop
sure
out
I
of the
distinctly
game and go
remember
into
somewhere that if we got to 1,000 followers on Twitch, Ben was going to get naked or something. Does that? Did no one else remember that?
No, I don't remember that at all.
What?
Definitely not.
I don't think we can ignore what Pat just said. Apparently, we're allowed to get Patsies to get in the competition for us, so they can trade us the goods.
What
is? I told you couldn't do that. Now.
Oh, what?
It was never explicitly stated that you couldn't do that. We weren't going to go out live on air and say, "Oh, get your mates to win the prize for you."
I have been running so many bots all of these months, and I'm still not winning.
It looks like we've got a hashtag, and the hashtag ChangedStars stretch goal adult video actor archetype.
The
hashtag Space Otter.
Oh my God! Wait.
So if you want to win a $25 drive-through RPG voucher and some fancy dice, please enter into chat on Twitch, hashtag Space Otter.
Oh my God, I'm going to lose my shit.
So
this is a serious game with serious otters.
Oh,
Space Otter with a hashtag in
that's
front.
His secret. That's Luke's secret. No one takes him seriously, which is why he always.
No one takes him seriously, and then blam, he blows them away with his 2.2 Derringer that he still thinks is a 45.
Yeah.
To him, it's a massive gun.
Yeah.
We love this.
Okay, so we've got a pursuer class vessel. You've been
Mm.
upgraded because the marshals requested a ship.
Awesome.
Yeah, oh yeah. And my
I'm
character
commandeering
is
this
like,
vehicle. Oh, okay.
Okay.
We're
Well, not so
giving
much
it to you.
commandeering as it's the marshal's vehicle and
No, that's what I'm
Pat's pilot.
saying. No, that's what I'm saying. He's going, I'm commandeering this. You don't need to do that. We're giving you the vehicle. Look, let me just commandeer it, please. Okay,
Really
fine.
want
Oh,
to.
oh,
Give him the
God.
badge now.
what else
You've
am I meant
got
to
a
use the badge
badge.
for?
got the paperwork right in front of you. You've got a ship designated to you. You don't
Let me
need to
just
fucking
sign the
commandeer it.
paperwork.
But okay.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah, oh yeah, let me
sign the
just say.
paperwork. Oh, I love it.
So Kraken Dice are also going to give away a set of metal dice as
What?
well
Oh,
to the
Damn,
winner of the
man.
Space
Super
Otter
cool.
hashtag. So
Oh,
get your patsies
damn.
on it.
And they
Thank you.
are actual metal dice, although they are very
They are
metal.
also
Thank you, Kraken
metal.
Dice.
Yeah, they're cool.
We love you,
Right.
Kraken Dice.
Oh, there we go. We're going to do
I'm
multiple draws. There we go. Wow.
Oh man. Oh man.
All right. So
All
while
been
while that
spoiled.
we give people a bit more time to poke about with the Space Otter. Sorry, Dan.
Don't poke the space
Don't
otter.
poke the Space Otter.
Space Otter will
Let's
bite
move
your
on to our
finger off.
next character and let's find out about Knight. Knight, why have you been assigned to the Space Otter Marshal and his human pilot?
Well, I think that Cal likes meeting people. I think that he is. I'm trying to think of the best way to put it. Like, I think he is the kind of person that just really enjoys being around people and wants to spend a lot of time with people. And he literally just was like, where, you know, when they do like careers and stuff, they were like, can I be friends with people? That's not a job. You kind of need to,
Love it.
you need to give me more than that. I was like, oh, that's my whole life goal. Okay. Do you maybe want to be like, maybe like work with people, like kind of talk to them? Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that. I like talking to people. Okay, cool. Right. We've got some motion. I think that's what he's there for. He's meant to be maybe not good cop, bad cop kind of thing, but it's meant to be like.
So technically you're
You
the
know.
liaison officer for
Yeah,
the Marshal.
yeah.
You are the
Love it.
Marshal's.
Exactly.
Your
Yeah.
official
cool.
title is liaison officer for the office of the Marshal.
Yeah.
And your job is to do the meet and greets, the initial contacts, and to help
Exactly.
with interviews and stuff like that. You aren't allowed to be bad cop.
Yeah, exactly. But I think I quite like the idea of like his goal is quite like simplistic. It's just like, oh yeah, no, I just like talking to people. And I think he especially enjoys meeting, you know, the other peoples other than Thren. It's like, oh, humans, I love meeting them. And Mura, it's like, it's just so like he really enjoys that aspect of it, the community of it all.
Okay, so we're starting to get a little bit of a crew dynamic building up. We've got this sort of Marshal's ship with a small crew, a small elite crew, a cadre of experts ready to go out and do good on behalf of the Trinity.
Oh dear.
Dan, your character's probably quite special. As a Rast and a member of the Trinity, you're probably one of the very few Rast marshals that exists, since most of them are going to be member species. The Rast kind of opt in on an individual basis. Aldin, what about you? You're a medic.
Hello.
So what's your role on the crew, and what's a Murai aristocrat doing pootling around in space with this Marshal and his crew?
I am repaying a hive debt. The Marshal solved a complicated case for our Queen that could have damaged our reputation and lost us much social credit in the system. He is surprisingly discreet for an adorable furball.
That's cool. So tell us a bit more about
That's
Frank.
cool, man.
What does Frank look like? What color are they?
Frank is a very traditional Mirai. Patty, please tell me if I get this wrong. So their sort of bioexskeleton is a standard sort of green, darkening around the joints. They have as expressive bug eyes as you can get. And they tend to waft around in a delicate sort of lilac scent, which is their natural odor.
Yes. Okay. So if you want my input, I love that. Vile accent is absolutely an option for Thren. Or sorry, for Mirai. So as far as eyes go, they do have like differing eyes dependent on like kind of, I guess, probably like which hive they're from. Their eye shape depends, but you know, probably big and bulky. They don't actually have pupils that move around in their eye sockets. They move their necks to look around, as opposed to us who kind of just like, you know, do that with their eyes. More like owls in those respects. And standard green is a way to put it. If you want to be a certain color, your hive will feed you a certain type of food. Their carapace is based on, or their carapace's base color is dependent on what sort of food their diet consists of in general. So there is a kind of purple tuber that the Mirai eat that makes their carapace pink, and there's a certain kind of dark greeny sort of thing that makes them kind of olive or some sort of turquoise, dependent on, you know, variety.
I would go with olive.
I love the concept that it's like, yes, my name is, and then they release their pheromones, and it's like, I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Oh, I apologize. Releases pheromones again. Can we just call you Frank? Does that? Yes, if you wish.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
If
exactly.
you must.
if you must.
So the opposite end of the spectrum, then, instead of our wonderfully noble lilac-scented green medic paying back a debt, we've got a Mirai Ronin roughneck, the engineer down in the belly of the beast, maintaining the ship.
Yeah.
What's Greg doing, and why are they there?
Well, Greg kind of got bored of telling drones what to do and telling people or things, anything sentient, what to do in general, so decided to just roam off and find things to do for herself. And that's led to a love of tearing machines apart and then putting them back together again, hopefully, maybe, sometimes.
You're like, your higher ups come in one day when you're in the hive. What the fuck is this? And like all the hive mates are just kind of lazing about, like, oh, this is quite nice. They're meant to be doing shit.
There's always that one Mirai that like takes the remote apart as a small infant Mirai, you know, one of them. And yeah, she just fell into that. And that's how she's found herself here.
Oh,
love it.
Cool. So you've got your tight little crew behind you, your hotshot human pilot, your
also
medic who insists that they're paying back a debt, and you're like, no, really, you don't owe me anything. We're just friends. Like, no, I must pay back the debt.
I must bandage your adorable fluffiness.
But I like the idea that it's like they know they don't have to, but it's their excuse. Like, no, it's totally leave, but I guess I have a debt to pay.
Let me comb your fur.
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like you can just come with us. You know, I did.
Yeah.
But
has to be slightly aloof about it. Just
so you've got Greg maintaining the ship, you've got Cass flying for you, and Cass can fly this ship through the eye of a needle backwards.
Why would you
You've
do
got
that?
Frank, who's put all of you back together at some point, sometimes because Greg's tried to take you apart. Occasionally gets overzealous. Do you need both of those arms?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bioelectrical machines are still machines. I mean, you can take it apart, you can put it back together.
And your liaison officer, who's a little bit too good at the meet and greet and not so great at the follow-up paperwork and legislative side of things.
You know, we have to arrest people at some point, right?
Oh,
can't we all just be friends?
Oh, come here. No, this is the 12th hug this morning. You need to stop, okay?
Come on, bring it in. Bring it in.
Bring it in. Come on. Group hug.
Every time there's a group hug, this little Rast kind of pops out of the back of the group hug and saunters off to go and do something useful.
I'm getting out of here.
The most cuddly group member wants the least hugs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm really tempted to play.
Which I think might
really
be the name of my autobiography.
The least.
Shall I do it like he's adorably cute, but he's like the most grumpiest guy in the world?
When they met, it was murder.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay, fantastic. Right, well, we'll keep going for a little bit longer. We'll start the adventure and go on for about another 25, 30 minutes. That'll give us, I think we've got probably enough space otters. Anybody who still wants to get in on winning one of the 2 fabulous prizes, you've got about 30 seconds of me waffling left to get the hashtag Space Otter into the chat. If you want to be in with the chance of winning either a set of metal dice from Kraken Dice, another something from somewhere, probably more dice from Kraken Dice because they're also doing a prize, or metal dice first, thanks Pete, or a $25 drive-through RPG gift voucher. Oh, there we go. Dice first, gift certificate second, more dice third. So if you want to be in, it's hashtag Space Otter into chat, and that's in 5, 4, 3, 2. Ooh, just in time at Neil 5, 1. Activate the Nightbot.
We summon the Nightbot.
Fire! Fire at will!
Oh, look at that. Last in, first out. McNeil 5, you have just won some metal dice from Kraken Dice. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations.
I hope they've come and gone. I'm just checking this. Oh, I've won
Oh,
something.
oh,
hello.
holy
Right,
crap.
okay.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
I was just putting hashtag Space Otter because everyone else was. What is this?
I have no idea what's happening. What's happening?
One of your
That's
bots just won
fucking
something.
Yay!
Oh,
About
no.
bloody
no.
time.
I've been paying them and everything. Actually, you don't have to pay.
Hey,
Never mind.
that's why Odin has that background, so you can't see the server farm behind him with all these bots.
It is so hot in here. Oh my god.
Yeah, the thing is, though, he's not mining crypto coins. He's just spamming bots on Garblag to win
Yeah.
prizes.
Yeah, it's worth it.
What's
It is
concerning is,
truly
though,
worth it.
there's only like 2 bots that he makes, but the server room, it takes up the entirety of his room. I have questions.
Okay, so that's the first one of the prizes. Pete,
Vowels,
fire
man,
away
they're
a
really
second prize draw.
Hell yeah, let's do this thing.
Let's do all 3. Fire them
Please
out in
be
quick
one of mine.
succession.
Please be one of
Yay!
Well done.
Did I win?
That's
Hell
one of
yeah.
my bots.
Damn it.
Damn, your bot won.
Do you know-
Non-anomaly
you know
wins the $25 drive to RPG gift certificate,
Hey!
which of course can be
Hey,
redeemed through our
lovely.
affiliate link, recouping some of the loss,
What?
putting the money back in our pocket.
You know how like certain groups call their fans like, cutesy names, like they give them that. I like how if somebody were to come in on like this stream, it's like they call their fans bots. Right. Okay. We love you, bots.
Diesel's not
Yeah.
tries to do like dreamers.
It's our
Like, you know.
Garbots.
And
Is-
Aaron
Yes.
Upchurch has won a set of dice as well.
Hey!
Fantastic.
Yay.
Great stuff, guys.
Dun,
Cool.
dun, 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 dun.
Aaron Church! Woo! Hell yeah. We love Aaron Church. Damn straight.
It's nice when it's people you
One more
actually
left.
know.
One more left.
Yeah.
We've got another set. Wow, that's
What?
really generous. That's
Wow.
loads of, like, just dice.
Well,
Dice.
And
we-
Randolph
That's nice
Thor.
with somebody.
It's-
Exactly.
it's not surprising. We're very fun people. So they're just like, have more dice. But what they don't realize is we don't get the dice. So it's a lost cause trying to throw the dice to us. Someone else grabs it just before we get it.
Yeah, R.I.P. I want some more dice.
So cool. That's the third set of dice won. Congratulations, Randall Thor,
Well done.
Aaron, and Non-Anomaly, and
Hey.
5. Well
What do
done,
they have to do
all.
now, Ben?
Congratulations,
Now,
everybody.
what you need to do... No,
It's a
Non-Anomaly, you're
pigeon.
my bot.
No, normally turns it around. No, you're our bots. You,
Yeah,
the people.
yeah, that
Now
is
you
more
know
like
what
it.
those extra racks in Eldon's server farm are for. He's stealing bots.
Turnabout is fair play, as they say.
So yes, if you have won one of those little prizes, please head on over to our Discord server, and Garblag himself will present you with your gift certificate. I mean prizes.
The great Garblag.
After
But
harvesting your
lovely,
emails
thank you.
for
Yeah.
selling on to third-party
No,
advertisers.
Get the Garblag homing pigeons, right? Get them, and it will come to Pete, and then he'll put the little thing, he'll put the dice on its little leg, and he'll release it, and it'll return to you.
And while
But
you're
they
there,
fail
why
to tell
not
you
consider purchasing
it's
a
a
Garblag
zombie
Games sweatshirt as
homing
modeled
pigeon.
by our
Yeah.
Garblag
particularly
sweatshirt?
attractive.
Yeah.
Where do we get one of those, Ben?
Those are on Redbubble, I believe.
Oh,
Look, if you pay me at a free sweatshirt, I will model.
you can get
That's-
fetching
that's-
Garblag pillows.
I
as
mean,
well
that
on
might be
Redbubble.
better than me
Garblag
modeling
keyboard.
it.
We just we end up, it's just like it's like, yes, you're paid in Garblag merch. It's like, oh, awesome. Actually, yeah.
Next week, I'm going to be wearing a hat as well.
Yeah.
Fine by me.
Admittedly, I'm very tempted to buy some
Garblag
Garblag
mug.
merch. I won't lie.
Oh, yeah, no, it looks good. It's really good. Looks
You
nice.
get
And
phone
look,
So if you get in
filters,
touch with either
Mark.
the great Garblag, Pete, or with
Garblag.
Millie the GM on Discord, they will facilitate the handing over of goodies to you through that medium. In the meantime, back in the Changed Stars universe.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, we were
Dun,
doing
dun,
a thing.
dun, 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 dun.
Yes.
I forgot.
Thank you, Creek and Dice, by the way. Damn, that was fucking incredible.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hit me up
One-
on Discord. Maybe we could do
What-
this as a thing for Change.
One day, Kraken, you'll throw us some dice and we'll catch them, and it won't be no, whatever, no, the bots.
Thing is,
Oh,
no, it'll
good
just be the
spots.
D4s that hit you.
Not the caltrop of the
Yeah.
dice
Oh,
world.
Oh, right in the head. Oh, it's really nice
Mm.
though.
Oh, I got a 4.
We won't catch them, they'll just fall under our feet.
Yeah.
Oh God,
man.
yeah. I have
Catch them
done
with
that. It's
the
awful.
fucking palm of our foot.
See, you made them feel bad now, Nye. You've
No,
manipulated
no,
people.
no. It's okay.
He
we
used
sorry,
his face
that's-
talents.
He used his
Yeah,
face
that-
talents to manipulate
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
in chat. That's impressive.
That's-
Using your in-character talents to manipulate people
That's
out
worse
of
than
character.
XP, I think.
Oh man, roll some d6 here, Fred. I don't know.
I was about to say, it's like, oh, you feel disappointed talking to me. That's just being around me.
So,
Oh,
in the chat, right,
no,
enough self-pity. No,
no,
don't give him the...
Dan,
don't
quickly
encourage
give
him.
us a Rast face to cheer everyone up.
Don't
Yeah.
feed him.
Don't feed the creature.
Don't
He
be
knows
after
what he
midnight.
did.
Yeah, I do.
Wow.
I want to know if I should
Okay.
go like this.
So, in the
Oh, dear.
vastness of space.
Oh, dear
Problem is,
Lord.
by merely being me, I'm not a cute person.
Aw.
Oh,
You think
don't
you are.
think that's
Everybody can be
true.
cute. That's the Change Stars motto.
Right, guys, come on. This is a positive thing.
Exactly, yeah.
We're having lots
It's
of
an
fun.
optimistic future
Everybody
where
wants to
everybody's
cuddle your
cute.
character. So
There
let's
you
stop
go.
being down on
Yeah.
ourselves and start being a little
Exactly.
bit space positive.
Did you say space positive?
Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank
He
you.
did.
Green.
He did. He
Yeah,
snuck that
Everyone's
one
about
in
to
there.
get their complimentary Thren hug.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. Everybody gets a
And for a
complimentary
morale
hug
boost, a
from
complimentary Thren
Thren
hug
and
for
from the
all.
Rast.
I
Yeah,
consent.
hey, Rast.
I
Friend to call him.
consent.
Moray
course,
have
yeah.
extra arms for hugging, so
Or
that's gotta
hugging.
be,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is when Loon goes, I don't do hugs.
Oh, no. Handshake there.
That's
do
right.
hugs.
You don't
Yeah.
do
I
hugs.
don't like
I'm
Stop
morphing. I
stroking
don't
me.
do hugs.
I don't like it. Please stop stroking me.
Stop
You
stop
like
stitching
the
behind
stroking.
my neck.
It
Stop
releases
it.
positive ions. They are good for your psychology.
The camera pans out of
Keep us so
space
close.
with the cool theme music going.
Oh yeah,
And
we
it
got cool
zooms
themes.
in on a pursuer class ship racing through space, just kind of chilling at this point, into the cockpit where a hotshot pilot is busy punching buttons and flipping dials and moving those arm thingies backwards and forwards. And the comm unit beeps and boops.
Are these beeps and boops things that I should respond to, or are they
You can
things
absolutely
I-
respond to them. So you hit
I
the comms
press
unit.
play on the comms unit, yeah, as I'm doing my thing.
And an older looking Thren lady pops up on the screen. She says, hello, is the marshal available?
Yeah. I'm sure I can page him. What's up? Let me I'll just hold on a sec. And like I stick my figure inside of the kind of computer box in front of me, and I like put it on a certain thing that's projected out in front of me, and I ping it, and all of a sudden the marshal should probably have a ping on his slate.
Yep, you get a little ding pop up on your slate.
I'll press the button.
You're probably in the ready room with your hat pulled down over your eyes, just relaxing.
Trying to catch some Z's.
Do you have holes in your hat so that your antennae can pop out of them?
Yeah.
And
Hey!
there's a Thren officer of the marshal's office sat there in uniform on the screen.
Yeah, what do you want?
Look, I
Marshal.
got a thing. Oh, okay.
You're the nearest ship to the area that we have. I need you to make your way towards a Trinity colony that's not too distant from here, from where you are here, and investigate what's going on. They're brand new. They've literally been set up for less than 3 months, and they've missed their first ever check-in. We're a little concerned, and we'd like you to go and find out what's happened. If it's something as simple as a communications relay outage, then you have an engineer on board, I believe. He could maybe fix it for them. If it's something more serious that requires the investigations of one of our finest, we'll know you're on the job.
Yeah, right.
Excellent. I'll patch the coordinates through to your pilot right now. Good
I'll
hunting.
the pilot.
Yes. Sorry, Nightbot apparently hates me.
Nightbot hates you.
Nightbot hates everyone. Nightbot is like the most equality person for hate. He hates across everything, all spectrums.
Oh man, it's like the opposite of the Trinity in this chat.
So
but
Pat,
yeah,
a priority series of coordinates starts coming through on your readout.
We need to go here.
rad. All right,
Now.
I hear this.
It's not
Yeah.
too
That's
far
okay.
away. You could probably
Alright.
make it in a couple of days.
I got this. Play something by Tchaikovsky, please.
Make a flying through space roll.
Homegirl gonna orchestrate this motherfucker.
Pick me up when we're there.
All right, let's do this. I'm gonna pop an alacrity operation, no modifiers, and it's going out into that chat. Oh, you know
Boom.
what? I got one success, and that should allow me to do whatever mission I've been assigned to. But you know what? I'm feeling kind of extra. I'm going to reach it, and I'm going to add myself one edge.
Ooh,
And I'm
getting
going
edgy
to-
over here.
Roll my operation one more time.
Because you'd like to believe
Add a
that on 10
-1.
dice you could get more than one success.
Exactly. Oh, look
And
at
you
that.
do.
See? It paid off because
So
I
is that
have
2 successes or 3 now?
It is 3 successes.
So you're up
They
to
add on.
3 successes. You managed to plot yourself a really, really fine flying course. Yeah, if you were to fly by the book, it'd take you 2 days to get there. You figure you can get there in maybe 28 hours.
Damn straight. No sense in not cutting corners. We're out here in the boonies of space. Might as well just make things
So
faster.
you slingshot your way around a few planets, you build up a little bit of extra speed, you punch it through your black hole drive, and you throw yourself out, and you really are out in the boonies of space at this point. You're right out there on the edge. This is proper frontier territory. This is the kind of place where colonies are very much restricted to looking at digging up mud, mining for essentials, really building the absolute basics. People who come out here are the hardiest of the hardiest. Lots of humans wanting to turn their toughness into a more positive thing and working on terraforming and shaping new worlds.
Yeah, straight.
Anything anybody wants to do for the next 28 hours before we fly on?
I'm taking bits of machinery apart and repairing them, even though they're not broken. That way I don't have to repair them when they are broken.
I'm making sure you don't do that to things that are essential for the flying of the ship.
Ah, yes, the things that we need to fly the spaceship. Don't take those apart, please.
I'm probably wandering into the cockpit, just kind of like not saying anything like, oh, I want to press the buttons, but kind of doing that thing where you're like, I really want to just
press the buttons.
Yeah, well, I'd really like to. But I'm not like demanding it from from Pat. I'm just like,
I mean, honestly, if you show up and you're like looking around and stuff, I'd be like, hey Kyle, want to press some of the buttons? You want to?
Yes, please. I'd really like that. That'd be really good. Yes.
This one turns the comms on for the rest of the ship. Press that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Just stick your
Hello.
hands in there and everybody hears you.
Hello. It's me, Cal. I'm in the ship. Haha.
Hello,
I imagine
Cal.
I'm quite new now. Oh, yeah. Frank's just like doing something and just like, hello, Cal.
Hello, Cal.
This
Hello.
one controls the oxygen. Don't touch that. This one controls the temperature. Also, don't touch that, but like tell me if it's too cold because like I run on a little bit of a lower temperature than you do. I get that.
No, it's quite all right. Yeah, no, I've been to like some of the like the cold places that humans live, and it's not too bad. It's it's not. Yeah.
Well, it's pretty understanding of you. You know, a lot of times people tell me to turn up turn off the AC and stuff. But like, you know what? I feel like 70 Fahrenheit or whatever y'all Thren use is hunky dory.
It's just about like comfort, and it's like I don't mind. I'm quite comfortable if it's just a little bit chilly. Although I will say I'm not a big fan of snow. I don't like that a lot. No. That was quite a shock.
I hear it really doesn't do that much on your home world.
No, that like I'd been told about it and I was like, it seems kind of nice, and then I met it and I wasn't in like winter gear and I was like, no, I don't like this. But but I think it made me used to like colder temperatures.
Though I'm pretty sure I've seen Loom roll around in this shit, like stuff really works. Works if you got like a whole bunch of fur on you.
Luma does does the look around and then starts rolling in the snow, and we're like, oh hey, look, yes, no, I was just checking
for clues.
Yeah, checking for clues.
Dan, is there anything that you want to do in the 28-hour window between where you are and where you're going to be?
Yeah, I want to avoid being hugged.
Yeah, I'm
going to
please
keep
report
yourself
to
in
the
your
sick
quarters.
bay. Please report to the sick bay. Marshall, please report to the sick bay.
I'll head up to the sick bay.
Hello, Marshall.
Howdy.
I feel there has been a course correction. Where are we going?
We're going to a colony to investigate why we've lost comms.
How many people are on the colony?
Lots.
How many people are on the colony?
I'll get the pilot to send you the file down.
I must prepare aid packages. Also, your fur needs brushed.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, I am a medical professional. I have been entrusted with your care. Your fur needs brushed.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. Care for me.
Brush.
You are your no.
Brush.
I have to go.
Brush.
I'm gonna go and get the pilot.
Brush.
She's gonna. They're gonna tell you what's. Yeah, I'm gonna go.
I love the idea that like Frank's pupils will dilate, and it's like, how many are injured on the colony? I don't think they're any injured. How many are injured? Like people's like.
The eyes inflate.
You managed to extricate yourself from the medical
There's
officer
a little bit of brushing on the way out.
who brushes
Not a
you with
mobility
robotic
roll.
efficiency, but yet at the same time, a kind of familiar warmth.
Greg's gonna contact the rest of the crew after hearing the comms and go.
Why, every time Greg
Loom.
contacts people, why do I get the feeling that there's like a stereo blasting out Sweet Home Alabama in the background?
Okay, yeah.
Why
But-
must you listen to this terrible noise?
I don't know why I see that every time you say I calm the rest of the crew or something. It's like I've just got you listening in my head to like.
To be
These
honest, I don't
old-
know the last time I've ever heard that. Well, I've heard that song, so
Country roads, bit of
yeah.
that.
Yeah, about that.
But no, Greg's gonna calm the rest and say, Loom is out of his office at the moment, so we can officially hug him. That's the deal.
I like that I made Cal like super huggy and everyone at first was like, oh, this is now being
No, we
silly,
can lean
and it's
into it.
just infected everyone like, yeah, we can't, yeah, just hug.
Yeah.
So Pat, you get a request come through to send Frank the file about your destination.
Oh yeah, no, I see that, and I'm like, oh yeah, Kyle, hold on 1 sec. One sec. Let me just. Your finger, you gotta move it a little bit.
Oh,
okay.
sorry.
No, don't worry, don't
Okay.
worry. You weren't affecting anything functional, but you know, and I like quickly like scoop away from whatever screen, like the child screen that I had Cal working on.
Yeah,
Was
like the
dig into
training thing. Yeah.
Exactly. I dig into the actual workings of the thing. And by the way, there is like a keyboard shortcuts, pause, play, change volume, mute, toggle function thing showing up on my screen when we're looking at the Twitch, just to let you know, Ben and perhaps Millie. Yeah, I scooped past the like child setting of the ship, and I'm like, okay, all right, passing the comm over to yada yada yada. You got it, boss.
So Frank, down in the medical bay, one of the screens lights up with a file that's been sent through from the bridge.
Thank you.
It looks like you're heading for a brand new colony called Theodora's Claim. According to the
Theodora.
file, which is very, very basic, there is not a lot of information. There are 278 settlers on Theodora's Claim. They are there as a mining and terraforming colony. So the mining is there to assist in supporting the terraforming process. They're digging down into the rock of this planetoid, which is a very thin atmosphere. It's breathable, but not for very long. You've got about 10 minutes on the surface. So they're located in a dome. And the idea is that they have oxygenated the dome, but they're going to be digging down into the rocks and then breaking down the carbonates to release oxygen, to oxygenate the planet, while at the same time digging for mineral ores and useful products inside. So the idea is to hollow out the interior and develop the exterior so that it's suitable for life.
A hollow planetoid system. What are the demographics of the settlers? What species?
It's a Trinity settlement. It's about 50% human with 24% Mirai, 24% Thren, and 2% other.
Sounds all right.
There are a number of children because it's families that have settled this place. So about a third of the 278 souls on planet are under the age of 18.
I must warn the marshal.
Mirai actually live a lot younger than most people, than most like Thren and humans actually.
Right.
Mirai
So sorry,
tend
under
to
the
live,
age of 18 should be under the age of majority.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's mostly just the Thren, like, or the Morai. The Thren actually live longer than humans, and their age of, like, adulthood is a little bit older.
So there's like a Thren, a Morai micro hive on planet, which are spearheading the mining side of things. The humans are dealing more with the terraforming side of things and the breakdown of the material. So they're refining the metals and things like that. The Thren are much more facilitating the development of the colony and acting as sort of administration and keeping everybody together.
I look forward to communing with a hive.
Yes, there is a young queen on planet.
Oh, shit.
She has not yet fully taken over. She hasn't laid any eggs yet. She's very, very young.
Okay, so she's a peregrine queen, is what I'm hearing. So she's peregrine, meaning she has moved from her ancestral home to a new hive location.
Yes.
That's part of the Morai breeding process. The peregrine hive forms itself away from the original hive and begins doing its thing. So yeah, that makes sense. Perfect.
Then the hive can expand into the expanding space within the planetoid.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is exactly the kind of model that they're going for. It's supposed to be like a perfect Trinity commune as it develops, but at the minute it's really rough and ready.
Yeah, a lot of hives that are majority human kind of are, but just hoping it'll work out in the future.
The file has a scent file attached that you're able to run through your translator. The peregrine queen is known as regret waning.
Rad.
Trying to think if that's a good thing or a bad thing. If the regret is waning, it's going away, so you're not regretful. But
yes, but Frank's name is Contempt Trust, so deal with it.
Oh. Just like Thren's like, yeah. Cal's like, right. Okay. Okay.
So you make your way through space for 28 hours.
I will be preparing some sort of aid packages or...
Particularly, yeah. So you start putting together synthesizing drugs, building aid packages, looking at what you think people might need. It's on a colony like that, you're going to be looking at some fairly minor malnutrition, possibly, maybe some vitamin deficiencies under normal circumstances.
If something's gone wrong, then something more like anoxia or decompression sickness.
Yeah.
So if something's blown the dome, then I would like to have some level of medical preparedness, even though we're a small ship and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Anybody else got anything they want to do before your arrival at Theodora's claim? Okay, so the next several hours pass very, very quickly, and you arrive at a small moon. Oh, it's not a small moon, it's a large moon orbiting a gas giant. The gas giant is striated with orange and red. So it's kind of jarring on the eyes because the bands of gases that are running in strands down the planet. It has a huge ring that extends way out into space of micro asteroids. It's like a micro asteroid belt, but it's around just the gas giant. And inside that, there are a number of planetoid moons. Theodora's claim is the third one of the moons. And when you land there, it's as you head in, you figure it's going to be quite cold. It's on the very outside edge of the Goldilocks zone. So temperature-wise, it's going to be close to freezing at the hottest part of the day. And in the coldest part of the night, it's going to drop way below.
This is not somewhere we're going to be hanging out outside of the fucking shelter.
If there's a xenomorph.
Cass, this is what I would call too cold to be outside for me.
Yeah, you know what? It's actually a little bit too cold for me too. Like, believe it or not.
Okay.
It's like just a bit too cold.
Yeah.
Definitely would wear like a big old parka or something.
Also, there is not enough atmosphere.
Yeah, the only snow you're going to get on the
Just
exterior
there.
here is going to be ammonia snow.
Oh,
That's
you
not
know
great.
what? It's at least kind of homey. Grew up on one of these shake and bakers. We're really not we're really not that far from where I grew up, actually. All things considered. I mean, obviously we're like parsecs away, but the basic function of the system is kind of rough and tumble, which is what I'm used to. So
As you
welcome
insert into
to
an
Dark.
orbital vector, you pick up a comm signal from an orbital buoy. That's a buoy for our American viewers,
Thank you.
which
Buoy.
is
Oh yeah.
sending out basic telemetry, a welcoming message, identification as a Trinity colony, landing coordinates on the platform down below, and a friend or foe identification signal for you to respond to.
I love cinema codes.
Yeah, I make sure that our transponder is emitting the standard Trinity frequency. We're a TS vessel. We're not like one of the holdovers from the Empire age. We're really just like a standard vessel doing our thing. We're making sure that everything's crossed, T's are crossed and I's are dotted. All the paperwork's filed. It's all hunky dory.
Okie dokie. Would somebody like to make me a scrutiny roll who's looking at a computer?
Maybe not me this time. I'm probably making a systems roll to ensure.
Yeah, you're
that,
probably
all
dealing with
papers-
the landing
Yeah,
and the
doing
bounce
it.
back signal. So someone who's on a different system, if you could make a scrutiny roll.
That's a
I will
systems
be
roll.
scanning the planet.
Just peeking out the window.
If you're scanning the planet, then what are you scanning the planet for?
I am looking for the dome and any excursions of atmosphere. Looking
Okay, that's
for.
a scrutiny roll from you as well, then.
I have rolled my scrutiny.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
so you have.
Success, one success.
One success.
So you get a success, and your scrutiny shows you that there's a very, very weak life signature down on the planet. Certainly not enough of a signature for 278 souls.
Captain, I am picking up life signs.
Life sign.
Life sign?
Yes, you are picking up a single life sign inside the colony, and that's it. Pat, you notice as you're putting through all of the automatic response stuff, usually on a planet like this, you'd get some kind of human signal afterwards. Once you registered, it would alert a human who would then come on and be like, hey, welcome to our planet. Come on down. Did you bring anything cool? Have you got any magazines that aren't 8 months out of date? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But all you're getting is this same cycle of repeating automatic messaging, which is unusual.
Do you have any magazines that aren't smell based?
Something's wrong here.
This is the best.
Yes, Frank, you're only picking up a single
Actually,
life
that's
sign.
Let's get down there.
I pop on the comms and I'm like, Cal, just stand over there for a second here.
Oh, okay.
Not too far, but anyway,
Okay.
I pop on the internal comms. I'm like, there's only one life sign down there.
Yes.
And we did not get any of the normal receipts. There's something amiss in the settlement. Very, very amiss. There's a lot amiss here. Things are amiss. Bad stuff down there.
Thank you, Cass.
What do? Because, like, look, I'll fly us down to the fucking landing spot, but I don't know that I'm equipped to deal with a ghost town.
There is a life sign. We must rescue them.
My experience, there's no such thing as ghosts.
Right,
Oh
right.
God, we're doomed.
Yeah, we should go down there if there's only if somebody needs our
Well,
help.
We definitely need to help them.
We're just
If there's
shouting
one
across
person
the
down
ship.
there.
We have
Just-
comms, but we're just like, we should
Leaning out
definitely
the door
help
and going,
them.
Permanently
I
open.
think we should
Thank you for-
help.
Thank you for your insights. Let's get down there.
Okay. I will land us if that is what you ask of me.
Go on then,
But I
Pat,
would-
land the ship.
I would explicitly state that I have some thoughts on the subject that may be not conducive to landing and going to see what that one life signature actually means. But okay, you know what? I'm trying to
It'll just be a little girl, maybe called like I don't know, like frog or toad or salamander. Yeah.
Salamander.
And
Salamander.
everything will be fine. Yeah.
Perfectly fine.
All right. And you know what? Okay. I'll land the ship. That's
Okay.
fine. Everything's fine. This is okay. We're doing great here.
So you know where the landing site is. Oh, what's the flowery thing in purple?
Oh, the flower thing is actually a
Uh-oh.
shock. I got a shock, which means
Oh.
that you can decide from our shock table, which I'm realizing you probably don't have access to. Basically, though, if I get one shock as opposed to like multiple shots, because of course I'm the only person who's actually reached on something, I'll make sure that you have fun.
So we've got the equivalent of spooked.
Yes. Basically, you can say that everybody goes up a shock, everybody goes up an edge because I personally have failed an edge roll.
Okay, so yeah, everybody else goes up by 1 point of edge because Cass is clearly jittery. It's like she knows something or she's experienced something unusual on places like this, and it's making her edgy, which is in turn making you edgy. For the Mirai, her sense
Smell it
changes.
through the
You can
engine
pick up
oil.
the cortisol
Uh,
through the corridors.
I'm gonna
No.
press the comms.
I do not like.
Is everything okay? Should we do a group huddle before we go down, or
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I think
Human is concerned.
Cal
Yeah.
would have gone over to see if Cass is okay. Not getting in the way of the piloting. Are you-
Cass is like
It's busy.
business right now.
Okay. Well, there's a seat next to it, like a co-pilot seat,
Yeah.
or is it one seat? Yeah, that's where Cal will be.
So you slide into the co-pilot seat and sort of
Yeah.
pat her on the leg and say, there.
Yeah.
And Cass brings you in to
Thank you.
a hollowed out docking bay that is just under the surface of this moon, right next to where the dome is, but outside of the dome. And
Your
you
hangar,
land
right?
inside a hangar. The doors outside, doors at the back close, and the hangar starts to pressurize a little bit more. After a few minutes, the oxygen levels outside and the pressure levels outside equalize to a sufficient degree for you to exit the ship, if you so like. There have been no further communications from the planet since you landed. At this point, you would have expected air traffic control, you would have expected some kind of diplomatic greeting, somebody to have said something, but there has been zero communication since you landed.
I turn over to Cal and I grab her hand and I put it in mine. I'm like, I look her right in the eye, or I look him right in the eye, sorry. And I'm just like, Cal,
Mhm.
this is strange. This is
Yeah.
not normal. We would normally be getting some sort of receipt. They have received our approach and they know that we're here. There's one life signature here. There is no normative function of the systems in place. Cal, I'm kind of worried. I won't lie with you, and I won't hold back anything to you because you're as close to the ship's therapist as they get.
Now that you're
prescribe
on
hugs.
world, it looks like that life sign that you're picking up is in environmental control.
Okay.
Marshall, my
It's
imperative is to protect life.
Yeah, I'll return the hands and I'll just be like, it's okay, Cass, because so long as we have hope and as we trust each other, everything will be okay. And
Al will be the first to die.
No, someone that
No.
hopelessly naive lives
No,
until right near the
never.
end.
Yeah.
it's okay. We have one of the best private eyes. We have one of the best medics, and we have one of the best engineers, and one of the best pilots. So I have complete faith.
What ship is Cal on?
Okay, what's the plan then?
I pat Cal on the back and I'm like, oh, this is not practical. Let's go talk to other people.
Yeah, Cal is definitely the newest on the ship, 100%.
Oh,
First mission away from home.
So Dan, you're the boss. What do you want to do?
I think we should split the party.
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
I'll
no,
go
I like
fix something really far away.
I think some of us should head to the environmental systems to find out what this life form is.
I volunteer.
And then some of us will head to like operations or command center, whatever, to find out what happened.
Okay. Yeah.
Frank, do you want to head down to the environmental system, see if this person needs help?
Yes.
Take Cal with you in case they need to talk.
Okay.
The rest of you will come with me up to the command center.
I'll get my diagnostic gear.
Okay, so you open the door and deploy the ramp out of the ship, and you walk out into a huge, very poorly lit hangar that is completely silent except for noises that you make. So everything echoes. The sound bounces off the walls, it bounces off the ceiling, it echoes around the room. Faint metallic clang to everything that happens. The lights are quite far up in the ceiling. This hangar was built to hold larger ships than yours, if need be. But there is none of the usual behavior that you would see in a ship's hangar on a moonlet like this. There's nobody pushing pallets around. Nobody's loading anything onto anything. There are a number of pallets of ingots of metal, drums of carbonates piled up. There are a couple of forklifts, one of which, oh, you did not just tell me you have dark vision.
Yeah, Alden's little like.
The Mariah actually do have dark vision.
But Mariah do have dark vision. So you can see this quite clearly. You can see where a forklift truck has crashed into a stack of barrels over on one side. But there's no track marks suggesting that it tried to brake or anything. There are a few clipboards on the floor, but otherwise this room is completely devoid of any signs of life. And I believe at that point we shall wrap up for this evening.
Oh my lord!
Because I'm instructed that I am the king of cliffhangers, and so I must leave you standing in a haunted, empty hangar with a crashed forklift, wondering what the hell is going on.
I'm glad it's so well lit.
Our vision has spoken.
There appears to be some kind of like translucent eggs. Maybe you should put your face up really close to them.
No! So thank you very much for joining us for our initial attempt at ChangedStars, which is available on Kickstarter. You can see the link in chat right there. Looking like it's going to shape up to be a lot of fun, even if you don't have a space otter. Although why you wouldn't? Please join us next week.
I have no regrets about my life choices.
None.
Neither you should.
No.
Because they brought me here.
Join us next week as we do the second larger concluding part. We've gone through character creation. We've talked about the background and the lore and all of that. So we've built up a body of information about the world. Everybody's coming from the same page. When we come back next week, you'll be able to see what investigation our intrepid band of explorers managed to find, what they choose to do with their evidence, whether or not any of them are horribly murdered by space ghosts.
They're not just ghosts.
There are no space ghosts.
No such thing.
Space
Ghosts aren't real,
nah.
but space ghosts are.
Space Ghost is a totally different story. Join us on Monday for The Expanse.
Yay, more
For your
space.
brightness.
Yeah, more space, more.
This is
More
that
space.
More
space.
space, more space.
More space.
And then
Where there's going to be a couple of belters and a Urta
Oh, you've been
and a
practicing.
Martian
Oh,
who's
very
going to
good.
be in space with my space pirate girlfriend,
I'm not gonna lie.
doing
I
investigation on. It's not Phoebe Station, is it? It's the other one.
Prometheus.
Prometheus
innit?
Station is the one we're going to be
Why is your
investigating.
belter gone all Essex, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. He's going to be Essex. Sorry.
I think I can hear it.
Tuesday,
Oh, hello,
when
da.
me and Pete will be wrapping up our Worlds Without Number world building exercise at the kingdom level, developing some stuff for his world mountain setting, ready for us to start playing the following week. Wednesday for Once Upon a Time in the Old World.
Woo!
Are you in that, Dan?
I am, yes.
Oh, cool. I haven't
Very
had a chance to watch
excited.
any of them
A
yet.
lot of cool people are in that. It's fun to watch.
Thursday next week, when a thing is definitely happening.
Is
Yeah.
it?
A
Yeah,
thing with the stuff
Excellent.
in the place.
there's going to be
Ah.
there's a game of some kind happening with stuff and things. It's all a little bit hush hush at this point because we
Yeah.
don't know the full details.
No,
But
no, it's
Traveller
a
is on a
surprise.
temporary few week long hiatus as we shift from season 1 into season 2. The Tothan arc is finished and we're beginning the Gletty arc next, which is going to be interesting. Slightly trimmed down crew, probably because Roger's going to shoot half of them. And then
Oh, no.
Friday next week, we'll be finishing off our little ChangedStars adventure. I did promise you a 1.5 shot, so it'll be the one
Yay.
part. We've had the half today. Come along then, see what we've got going on. Don't forget to check out the Kickstarter, get yourselves notified. It starts 4 days hence on the 27th of April,
Mhm.
which is Tuesday.
Tuesday.
In it, as they say in America.
Do they say that here?
Apparently, Americans on Twitter love to say Tuesday in it.
In it. Yeah, no, I've definitely heard Americans say in it
aye,
before.
it's a
That's
Tuesday.
for sure a thing
That's
Americans.
another American thing, I'm pretty sure.
We will
sorry.
see you then. In the
Yeah.
meantime,
Hawkeye.
thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Congratulations to everybody who won cool stuff.
Whoop, whoop.
Thank you so much
Oh
to
my
Crack
God,
and Dice
so
for free
jealous.
stuff. We love that.
Yeah, we love that.
Everybody loves free stuff.
Yay.
Stuff.
And do join us over on Discord, YouTube, Patreon, Redbubble, MeWe, WeWe, PP. I don't know. Pete made some MeWe thing. I don't understand it.
I have no idea what you're saying now.
I don't even know what that is.
In the meantime, thank you and good night.
Bye, bye, everyone. Ta-ra, ta-ra.